I was very excited to be in the postseason. First bowl appearance for both since 2011.
And both teams look at it from the same angle when they work with things. 4 defensive touchdowns for both teams, and then down the stretch, having to find ways to win to get to a bowl game. You can see why both teams are excited to have extra time with their players.
Louisiana Tech 4-8 a year ago, 8-5 this year. Second-year head coach Skip Holtz has them in the postseason.
Skip Holtz, with the offensive mind, said, hey, my best recruiting job was when I got Manny Diaz. Diaz comes in this year, 40 takeaways that they've been able to do on this defense. And that helps the offense get better and be more explosive.
Certainly helps. So they have a star running back, too, and Kenneth Dixon putting up monster numbers this year for the Bulldogs.
59 career touchdowns. When you talk to Tim Banks, the defensive coordinator for Illinois, he says he reminds him of Melvin Gordon, David Cobb, and Amir Abdullah. That's high praise, but he has that explosiveness and can make plays.
On the flip side for Illinois, the Fighting Illini, third-year head coach in Tim Beckman. They had 2 wins his first year, 4 last year, 6 this year, and has them in a bowl game for the first time in 3 years.
It was an up-and-down season for them, but these guys, when they had the Minnesota win, you thought it was going to get better, but it was down the stretch. Riley O'Toole taking over, leading them there. The last game against Northwestern, defense making plays. That's why they're in a bowl game.
And Illinois today at quarterback, Wes Luntz on the right, Riley O'Toole on the left. Luntz started 7 games this year but has been injured in and out. O'Toole will make the start today. For more on the Illinois quarterbacks, let's head on down to the field and join the third member of our broadcast crew. Casey Smith is on the sidelines today. Casey, happy holidays.
Well, thanks, Mike. Like you mentioned, on the field for the Illinois quarterbacks, it's been a very interesting season, but off the field they continue to work together. Offensive coordinator Bill Cubitt told us they have a very healthy relationship. They room together on the road, and that you never see one without the other when they're watching tape. But what was most impressive to the offensive coordinator is how professional they remain no matter who gets the start, and that both quarterbacks just really want best for their team.
All right, Casey. Lunt, the sophomore out of Rochester, Illinois. O'Toole, the senior from Wheaton, Illinois. It'll be the final game of his career today. Started the last game in 5 of the last 8, Charles, and led the team to wins over Minnesota, Penn State, and Northwestern to be bowl eligible.
Bill Cubitt talked a lot about him starting fast. He has to start fast and get this offense going, get them in position, because he has the whole playbook. He can make plays all over the field and check to whatever they need to against this Louisiana Tech opportunistic defense.
You saw the shot of downtown Dallas, or at least a little bit of it right there in the fog and the clouds and the rain and the mist that we have here today. 58 degrees, 13-mile-an-hour wind, and we are ready to get underway in the 2014 Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl here from the historic Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas.
Haven't been back here since I played here in my junior year in college. Troy Aikman's last year. It's good to be back in the Cotton Bowl.
It'll be Jonathan Barnes kicking it off, and this one's going to go out of bounds, and Illinois will have great field position here to start.
Let's keep an eye on this. Kicker's going to slip. He is going to slip approaching the football. Watch it. Right there. Doesn't get his plant foot down.
Out of bounds. Kicking team number 10. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Louisiana Tech.
Well, that was the reason for that. Yeah, Jonathan Barnes, the red-shirted freshman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So from the 35, first down and 10 for Illinois to start.
Yeah, they talked about making sure you get off to a fast start. You don't want to give Illinois this much opportunity early in the game.
First play is a handoff, and it goes to Josh Ferguson, their star back for just 1 up to the 36-yard line. Riley O'Toole on the season for Illinois. Prior to this year with just 2 starts back in 2012. Here's a look at some of his numbers: 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Yeah, and he has really come on and really understands this offense, and down the stretch made some plays for him to get into the bowl game.
Ferguson in the backfield, O'Toole from the shotgun. Over the middle has his man John Davis, the do-it-all tight end, and Moore has a first down to the 48-yard line, and a flag is down.
What you're going to see is it looks like a pick or rub, pass interference on the offense. A lot of time.
Offense number 3, a 15-yard penalty, second down.
Land Clark is our referee today. This crew out of the Pac-12.
Now, if you're an offensive guy and you extend your arms, which I think Davis did on that particular play, they run some crossing. They had good protection. Riley O'Toole finds him. But you've got to keep your hands in. You can bump guys, but at his size, It's hard for people to get around him at 6'3", 230.
Davis is a guy they'll put in a lot of different positions: tight end, wide receiver, fullback, running back. He's done it all throughout his career.
23 career starts. He does a lot for this offense, and Bill Cubitt really likes using the tight end.
So backed up to the 20 with 2nd down and 24.
This is where Louisiana Tech may dial up some pressure.
And another flag is down, a delay of game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Here's Coach Bill Cubitt, the offensive coordinator for Illinois in his 2nd season.
He's got to realize, and Riley O'Toole does as well, they have a lot of things working. They want to make sure they're in protection. Tom Bratton, the offensive line coach, had a lot of stuff to prepare for this defensive front for Louisiana Tech.
O'Toole with some time, again guns it over the middle and has his man for the catch. Nice reception made by Mike Dudek. Xavier Woods on the tackle. How about Mike Dudek, Charles? His 70th catch on the season, 5th best in a single season. The freshman from Illinois.
He came in as a freshman just making plays. Explosive power, the ability to catch the ball over the middle. And that was a nice job by the Illinois offensive line handling the stunts. You're not going to see this Louisiana Tech defense just sit still. They're going to move and stunt a lot.
They still need 16 for the 1st down. Opening series of the ball game for the Fighting Illini. O'Toole. Pressure. O'Toole is sacked. And it's Houston Bates, the senior from Covington, Louisiana, the former Illinois Fighting Illini member, and now in his final season at Louisiana Tech.
94 has to be the happiest guy because he is going to come and play against guys that he practiced against. Austin Schmidt did not have a chance. Then there's pressure also. You see 94 off your left side, getting there, wanting to get after guys that he played against a few years ago.
The 5th-year senior transferred his final year of eligibility, wanted to be closer to home, and comes up with a huge sack to force this punt on 4th down. And taken down right off the bat is Trent Taylor by Caleb Day. Punts of 38 yards, 1 yard on the return, and Louisiana Tech on offense for the first time this afternoon. How about Houston Bates?
Leads the team in sacks, and then the other thing is that's 33 on the year for this Louisiana Tech team. He is excited as anybody to be playing his former teammates, and you can't blame him. And I think that's what you're going to see. They're going to move him around and put him in positions where he's matched up against guys that he can make plays against.
And here comes Cody Sokol for the first time this afternoon, the quarterback for Louisiana Tech, a senior from Phoenix, Arizona, the 5th-year senior transfer from Iowa. Carlos Henderson in motion, and they'll swing it right out to him and get him in space. And Henderson gets across midfield and has a Bulldogs 1st down to the 46, gain of 11.
Sometimes you've got guys that get on the field and they have that wow factor. Cody Sokol, Conference USA Newcomer of the Year, had nice numbers there. Once that Conference USA Championship game back, didn't play as well. But getting it out to Carlos Henderson, who out in space is a tough guy to tackle.
Again, Henderson in motion. An inside handoff goes to Dixon, and he slips and will gain about 3. So we've already seen a couple players lose their footing so far here in this game early. Charles, Austin Teichman on the tackle.
And you see the first play, they motion Carlos Henderson to the right, and then they throw him the ball out there. This time they motion him left and just hand it off underneath to Dixon, creating a little space. Didn't quite get the run that they wanted, but Dixon is going off on this particular play after slipping on that run.
Dixon is closing in. He just needs 3 yards now to break the all-time rushing mark at Louisiana Tech. He's only a junior, folks. Here's Sokol now over the middle. This pass is incomplete and off the hands of Hunter Lee. Upset with himself, thought he had that one. Going to be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, those are the plays you have to make, and you expect Hunter Lee to usually catch those balls. Nice throw by Cody Sokol. They wanted to get him involved early in some short, intermediate throws. That was a slant that was open there for Hunter Lee. Had a chance, but couldn't hold on to it.
It's been a nice job by Sokol this year, who joined the program in June. And it's been a real steady rock for them this year at the quarterback position, and offensive coordinator Tony Peterson, who's worked with him a lot. 3rd and 7. To the sideline, incomplete. Paul Turner defended by D'Angelo Bentley, and 4th and 7.
Yeah, guys are holding each other on that. They're fighting for position down there. Paul Turner battling with D'Angelo Bentley, and you can see
a little bit of a jersey grab.
Look at the sideline for Louisiana Tech. They're trying to make sure, call that penalty, please.
Well, they certainly missed one right there. 4th and 7. D'Angelo Bentley stays on as he's back to return the punt from Logan McPherson, and lets it go, and it will be a touchback. And it'll take us to our first timeout of the afternoon. The Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl continues after this.
Mentally sound, but come with pressure when you're in passing situations.
And you talk about pressure, look at this. First in the nation in 40 takeaways for Louisiana Tech defensively.
That's because they practice it. They want to make sure that when the ball is in the air. He said, hey, we had about 10 dropped interceptions. He said we could have 50 takeaways this year.
They had 25 interceptions and 15 fumble recoveries on the campaign thus far. O'Toole floats it up, and it's incomplete. Geronimo Allison, and defended by Levander Liggins for Louisiana Tech. Time now to take a look at today's Zaxby's impact players here while Illinois has it on offense.
Well, you're going to see Josh Ferguson, number 6, doing a lot of things. We've already seen Mike Dudek making plays, and then Houston Bates, the sack on the first drive.
Swing out pass goes to Ferguson, heads down the sideline, and is tripped up just before the first down marker. Gain of 8. Xavier Woods knocked him out. It'll be 3rd and short.
He has a nice ability to jump, cut, and make plays, and he's the second leading receiver on the team out of the backfield. They really use him in the pass game a lot, Josh Ferguson.
Call it 3rd down and 3 for the second offensive series of the game for the Fighting Illini. Flags down.
Mike, that's what happens when you have pressure teams.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Coach Bratton said that yesterday, and just talking to him, he said the one thing that I'm concerned with is I don't want our guys to start getting in their heads about the blitz pressure, because we can only walk through it. We can't go live. You can't do a lot of live situations like you want to.
Well, 3 penalties and 5 plays. I'd say they're probably in their heads at least to start here. 5 minutes gone by in the first. 3rd down and 8 now for Illinois. O'Toole has Dudek, and Dudek taken down right at the marker by Woods, and it looks like it's going to be just shy. Xavier Woods on the tackle. It'll bring up 4th down.
I think Illinois looks like they're going to try to go for this. But Mike Dudek, inside receiver. They do a lot of these pivot routes where you put him in position, he can come out and turn and catch on the run from Riley O'Toole.
Well, this would be pretty gutsy here early if Coach Beckman and company want to go for it. They will not. Now they'll put the punt team on the field.
He said he wants to win. I think this is a smart move right here to kick this ball in this situation.
Justin Duvernois, who has been awesome this year, the senior from Plantation, Florida. Flag is down yet again as Trent Taylor awaits the punt, but here we go, another penalty call.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's the weird thing. That's 2 times they've had to delay a game. I know on offense they had it, and sometimes you'll do it when you're closer to the 50 to give yourself some space, but right there is not a situation where you want to give yourself any more room to give the returners a big chance.
Duvernois has really boomed him this year. He has 6 punts of 60-plus yards and has pinned opponents deep numerous times. This one, they're not going to get all the way back there. Here's Taylor. They're checking. It's Paul Turner on the return, and Turner slips and gets up to the 38-yard line. 49-yard kick, return of 12 yards, taking us to another break. Back to Dallas, Texas in a moment. Bulldogs back on offense. Smith, happy holidays, everyone. First bowl appearance for both teams since 2011, and Louisiana Tech looking for their first bowl win. Charles, since 2008, they certainly have had some playmakers this year on the offensive side of the ball that got them in this position.
Cody Sokol can really throw the ball around, and you can see all the different players that have had a chance to touch the ball and make plays. You can see the one at the bottom, Carlos Henderson, 19 yards per catch. but all of them have something that they bring to the table.
A lot of depth at wide receiver for the Bulldogs this season. Dixon goes in motion. Sokol play fake out to him and goes over the middle of the slant, and it's incomplete. And Hunter Lee, the intended target there for Louisiana Tech.
That is a play that Cody Sokol wants back, because he's going to fake outside, and you see the receivers start blocking, and then all of a sudden they go deep. Just a little too far from Cody Sokol to Hunter Lee. Just a little long.
1 for 4 passing so far in the early going for Sokol. Second attempt. Dixon gets to the outside, has a first and more. Kenneth Dixon down the sideline and into Illinois territory. Pushed out by T.J. Neal Jr.
It is very deceiving of what he's able to do. They're blocking down. They're doing a nice job there on the line. And then they come in and they show things. And then Kenneth Dixon is, boom, he's going outside. Now the all-time leading rusher with the ability to run the football effectively inside or outside.
You got that right. 3,378 yards now for Kenneth Dixon. The previous record of 3,347. After that run, he beat it as this pass goes incomplete. And Kenneth Dixon, back to him for a moment, just a junior, Charles, out of Strong, Arkansas, leading rusher, also the 5th leading receiver. Records just continue to get broken with this guy.
Well, they put him in nice positions to make plays. Skip Holt and Tony Peterson do a nice job of just probably looking and saying, where can we use Kenneth the best? You can see a lot of yards there even before this staff came in, but he is really nice and things that he can do and make plays.
Second down, Louisiana Tech. Sokol, pressure from the edge, and the pass knocked down. Austin Teichma is in there, number 44.
Big guy, Austin Teichma, really working inside. You're going to see him make this play. Just really, X game, he works outside. Look, he's going to get his hands up, wave your hands in the air, block the ball down if you're the big man. Nice job. You can see stunt game. One goes outside, one goes inside.
And they had pressure from the outside edge by Jarrett Clemens as well. And then Teichma with a deflection. First breakup on the season, a forced 3rd down and 10. Sokol steps up. Again with pressure, gets away. Sokol diving and stretching for the first down. We'll see where they spot it. Does he have enough?
That is the one thing Cody Sokol can do pretty well. Make people miss him. You think you have him, and then all of a sudden he comes out on the other side. And you look here, and you think he's gone. He's not going to make this first down. Lakeith Walls is right there. What does he do? Overruns it. Cody Sokol comes underneath, and it's going to be 4th and short, but a different situation for La Tech, where I think they will look at this one and go for it.
I agree with you, and that's what they're doing. They're staying on the field. Sokol is under center. A fake to the backs, and a pass overthrown incomplete, but a flag is down as Josh Gaston, the tight end, who's who they wanted.
He got held by Darius Mosley. 24 grabbed him. When you beat sometimes in the secondary, he grabbed him right off the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Defense number 24. 10-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
What happens here is this man coverage, Mike, and everybody you know, look at him. He's coming off right there, 24. No, he's by me. I got to do something. That's just enough.
That's 5 penalties now, Charles, for 40 yards for Illinois, and we're still here in the first quarter, not even halfway through it.
And this Louisiana Tech offense seems to be going well. I would see Illinois now dialing up some pressure.
Now they go to Kraft, the second leading rusher for Louisiana Tech. Kraft down to the goal line. Kraft is in. Touchdown, Jared Kraft and Louisiana Tech.
You know, we talk so much about Kenneth Dixon, but Jared Kraft, 3 touchdowns on the year himself in the run game. Shows you there some explosive power and running through physical at the end. Good offensive line blocking. You see everything matched up. And the one key block, 33 right there, Ricky Jones, one of the key guys. If you see 33 in the game and he's leading like that, usually good plays happen.
The previous play of touchdown is under further review.
So we'll take a look at it. Ricky Jones, who you talked about, Charles, number 33, the junior. Good blocking in front to help out Kraft.
And even on the outside, Paul Turner, the receivers do a nice job blocking. Did he get in? He hits the pylon. It looks like his body is still up. Oh, great camera angle here. You're going to see he's moving the feet. He looks like he's in.
I think so.
He's
that
in.
right knee, when it comes down, the ball is clearly over the plane of the goal.
That ball crosses. Nice camera angle. The official right there on it.
And if it stands, it'll be Kraft's 4th touchdown run of the season.
You figure with both of these teams, there's going to be have to be a high-scoring game.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So the Bulldogs and second-year head coach Skip Holtz on the board first here, 6-0. Extra point coming on from Jonathan Barnes. And so we talk a lot about Kenneth Dixon, the junior running back for Louisiana Tech, but offensive coordinator Tony Peterson told us earlier this week you have to have a capable number 2 and number 3, and they have that in Jared Kraft. 7-0 Bulldogs, and the true freshman gets the scoring started for Louisiana Tech. Jared Kraft and the Bulldogs leading Illinois 7-0. Back to Dallas after this. Penalty as they were going to the tight end, got them down inside the red zone.
And the interesting thing too, Mike, is we haven't even talked about the young offensive linemen making plays. They look very nice on that drive of really pushing people around and creating some running lanes for Kenneth Dixon and Jared Kraft.
Kyle Fisher, see if he doesn't slip here this time. It's been raining slightly throughout. Temperature about 58 degrees. We're down the field earlier.
It didn't seem quite that bad, but Casey down there can probably tell us how it's developing.
Bentley on the return, the dangerous return man, D'Angelo Bentley gets up close to the 30-yard line. And the Fighting Illini are back on offense for the 3rd time today. Capital One Bowl Mania continues later this afternoon at 4:30. Rutgers in North Carolina. Rutgers coming off their first season in the Big Ten at 7-5. And then later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, NC State taking on UCF in the Bitcoin St. Petersburg Bowl. NC State 3-9 a year ago and now in the postseason.
I saw NC State play Florida State, beating them 24-7 in the first half. Florida State came storming back. UCF now without Blake Bortles, still playing effective football.
Riley O'Toole from the shotgun. It's a keeper. That's what they get out of O'Toole more than with Luntz. A little bit of running ability, but not that time. It's shut down. Let's go back down to the field and check in once again with Casey.
Thanks, Mike. Bill Cubitt told his offense when they were on the bench they have to keep working. He told his offensive line, guys, nothing is going to be easy in this game. Play after play, you have to be physical and pick yourself up and continue to march down the field.
Well, they've been dealing with injuries. Charles, Chris O'Connor, Ted Karras, Simon Ziyanovich, they're all injured, all unavailable for this game.
Yeah, they need to find a way to get some offense going. You're trying to do it with the run game there with Riley O'Toole.
Little reverse, here we go. Mike Dudek, we knew they were going to do some of this stuff here today. And Dudek across the 40, 45. Mike Dudek, the speedy true freshman, down the sideline and taken down inside the 25.
I'm going to tell you, if you haven't had a chance to watch Mike Dudek play, you're getting a chance now on national TV to see what he can make and do. This is what it's so nice. You see the play working away, and then he's able to come back around and work all the way around the side where there's no one there. And Mike Dudek, you know, we talked about big chunk plays. That was one there, and that's what Bill Cubitt will do. He will dial up some plays like that.
Xavier Woods finally took him down, but not before a 50-yard run. Now O'Toole swings it out past Ferguson, gets a block. Ferguson, and pushed out again by Woods inside the 20-yard line.
Great play on the outside, blocking-wise by John Davis. You see Josh Ferguson there. DJ Foster, the explosive player. You can see where one of 2 active players in FBS with 1,800 plus yards rushing or 1,000 receiving.
Right.
Nice ability.
One of the most versatile backs in the country as O'Toole finds Dudek again. And Dudek is inside the 10, setting up first and goal. C.J. Cleveland on the tackle for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, Riley O'Toole figures anytime I can get this guy open, I'm going to throw him the football. You saw him on the reverse. You saw him earlier make catches. He's not afraid to catch it over the middle. That's why he's the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year.
First and goal for Illinois. Donovan Young is in the backfield. Pressure. O'Toole doesn't see him, and it's a sack again by Houston Bates, his second of the game.
Houston Bates again on the other side. Last time we saw him, he was on the right. Now he's going to be on the left. Houston Bates in the position to just come off the edge. Riley O'Toole doesn't see him. Boom. Because they send pressure one way, and that allows him to be free on one man. And you can't block Houston Bates with one guy.
That's a loss of 11 on the play, and they're back close to the 20-yard line now on second down and goal. O'Toole over the middle, caught by Malik Turner, and Turner is down at the 10. So they get back almost the yards lost there on the sack. It'll be third and goal.
Nice job by the interior offensive line, picking up all the pressure. And then Malik Turner, the other freshman. You have two explosive freshmen, Dudek and Malik Turner, making plays for this Illinois offense.
20th catch of the season for Turner, the freshman from Springfield, Illinois. Dudek hails from Naperville, Illinois, and now third and goal from the 10. Seventh play of the drive. Play action. O'Toole looking, and the catch is made. John Davis, no, incomplete now. They say incomplete. Would have been shy, obviously, of the touchdown. So
he never had it, and he was moving back close to that sideline, had to double catch it. But I like what Illinois did on that drive. They really attacked the Louisiana Tech defense, and that's why they were able to come up with some trick plays. Remember, anytime you talk to the coaches, hey, we got to be prepared because they're going to come out with something.
We heard about it. We were ready for it. 27-yard field goal by Taylor Zaleski. And it is through. So Illinois gets on the board with a field goal, and it's 7-3 now. Louisiana Tech. We'll be back to the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl right after this. This is going to be Henderson from the goal line. Here he goes across the 10. Stiff arming. The tackler gets to the 20. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Bulldogs' 20-yard gain. Let's go back and take a look at what Houston Bates has done throughout his career.
Yeah, relentless motor, guy that just has great effort, and you can see why he gets sacks. And that's what's happened not only in his Illinois career, but now with Louisiana Tech. Just a relentless pass rusher and brings pressure. Whenever you play your former team, you know those guys have been texting them all week. Hey, we're gonna get you.
Exactly.
We're gonna do this to you.
There was a lot going on before the game here today that we saw a couple players jarring back and forth in pregame. Sokol and company, first down and 10 from the 20. Wide open, Dixon, look at this. Kenneth Dixon down the sideline, Louisiana Tech. He will not be caught. Touchdown. 80 yards to Dixon for the score.
We said he was explosive. Well, when you try to cover him with the linebacker out of the backfield, usually these kind of things happen. Mason Monheim was trying to cover him, and that was unfair. Mason Monheim is right there. He's got him, and that's not going to happen. That's a mismatch. Kenneth Dixon, Cody Sokol is able to find it, and you see Monheim has him as in a man coverage and loses responsibility, and that's why there's a home run ball from Cody Sokol to Kenneth Dixon.
Extra point is good. Dixon now with his 60th career touchdown. It ties the school record, and Matt Nelson with 360 points.
When you can run and make plays like this and get down the field with explosiveness and outrun the defense and game plan it, that's what happens. And this is a guy that played in the Big Ten in the past, transferred. He was an Iowa guy, transferred, and now made it all the way here to Louisiana Tech. You know he's looking forward to playing a Big Ten opponent.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Sokol, who was born in Des Moines, Iowa, went to Scottsdale Community College in Arizona for a couple of years. You said it, went to Iowa, then has come here for his final year as a senior. And that was just the longest pass play in this bowl game's history here in the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl right there, and the 8th receiving touchdown of his career for Dixon.
Well, they were doing so many different things, and they bring in the slant route on the inside and kind of a wheel route, but they really didn't have to run it. There was no rub, nobody to rub, and that's why that play went for so long.
Bentley, no chance at a return. And now 14-3. Louisiana Tech with still 3:28 to play here in the first.
And we know Louisiana Tech can score points. I mean, they this year against Rice had 76. You know, in a win against UTEP, 55. Against Western Kentucky, 59. They can score points. So if you're Illinois, you better get your offense going and start matching this until your defense can make some stops.
It's been a great job. In just a second year under head coach Skip Holtz and company, they have really turned up the offense, the defense under Manny Diaz in his first season, providing a ton of different looks. But a lot of penalties today for Illinois. They get a Ferguson here on the ground. Ferguson bumps it out and tackled down across the 35-yard line. Kentrell Bryce, violent tackle, no flag down, gain of 10, first down.
Xavier Woods came over. He and Kentrell Bryce will come up and make some big hits. He violently goes after him. That was Kentrell Bryce, excuse me. You'll see him make some big plays. Could have called horse collar, but it wasn't behind. It got him around the front.
More of just like a clothesline right there.
Oh, Dick Night Train Lane.
Nothing doing here on a first down play. First down run by O'Toole as he keeps.
But that play showed you the capability for Ferguson. It was a busted play in the backfield. He's still able to get outside and pick up nice yardage. We talked about it too. We could potentially see Wes Lunt in a game if it gets out of hand, because he's the better passer, more pure passer for this Illinois offense.
Dudek is in the slot to the top of your screen. He's been a target so far today and all season, the true freshman. O'Toole gets rid of it, and Ferguson makes the catch, takes a monster shot by Xavier Woods, hangs on, first down, Illinois, look out.
Ferguson got hit by both safeties in this drive, and he just said, I don't care, I'm gonna hold on to it. You know, when you're young and you're playing receiver, the one thing you're taught, you might as well catch it because you're gonna get hit. Coming across late, Xavier Woods comes over and lays a wallop. He holds on to it, but he stayed alive for Riley O'Toole to make a play.
Now they swing it out to Ferguson. Next to a spin move and gets inside the 40-yard line down to the 38.
Ferguson has the spin ability, meaning he'll get outside and you think you have him, he'll spin on you, and next thing you know, you're reaching at air.
Goes down as a rush as that passes in the backfield, so it's a 6-yard gain, second down and 4. Bryce showing a little bit of blitz there for Louisiana Tech, but that's what they do, Charles. They try to make it confusing. He may not be coming. O'Toole to the sideline, and the catch is made for the first down by Justin Hardy.
Mike Bryce, Kentrell Bryce kind of gave up on it. He got blocked by Austin Smith. And watch, Riley O'Toole stays alive and he comes forward. He doesn't even know he was right there, but a great throw and catch down the field by Justin Hardy.
Clock winding down here in the first quarter, coming up on a minute to go.
And this is why Riley O'Toole has been playing so effectively for Illinois.
Donovan Young is now in the backfield, giving Ferguson a breather. And he gets this swing out pass. And Young jumping over a tackler and taken down the 26-yard line as Nick Thomason runs him out.
Donovan Young, the former guy that was the back for Illinois, comes in now and gives Josh Ferguson a rest, and he shows you, Ronaldo Nehemiah, I can jump too. I can go over the high hurdles. But he's still able to come down and still keep moving forward. Coaches don't like to see that. But all the players on the sideline, you could see them clapping.
We talk about seniors, too, knowing that the end is nearing. The senior out of Houston, Texas, Donovan Young, has rushed for 113 yards in the last couple of games and has come on strong for them. O'Toole takes one-man miss. Flag is down.
In the area of holding. He's usually a more physical runner for the ball club.
Back to Lan Clark, our referee.
Holding. Offense number 57. A 10-yard penalty. Second out.
There's so much going on in the backfield. Austin Schmidt, the left tackle, called for the hold. 13 career starts. His father played at Townsend State.
It's a 6th penalty today for Illinois. Michael Heights, their most experienced offensive lineman at left guard, his 44th career start today. We talked about some of the injuries on the O-line. Joe Spencer, then Alex Hill, and Christian DeLauro from left to right for these guys.
We're going to let this clock run down and take it to the other side of the field.
And that's the end of one. In the 2014 Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl, we will return to the historic Cotton Bowl here in Dallas, Texas. Second quarter action, Illini, Bulldogs, and we return right after this. Beckman not happy with that first quarter in terms of penalties anyhow, and there's Skip Holtz for Louisiana Tech. They really set themselves back a little bit, down 14-3 here as we head to the second.
When you're playing a pressure team, you don't give them any more opportunities to pressure you. And if you're ahead of the change and you're getting 5-yard chunks here, making it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, it's better than 2nd and 18.
Riley O'Toole from the shotgun, start of the second quarter here in Dallas, Texas. Houston Bates again, pressure from the outside. Looked like he might have got held. No call as O'Toole takes it down to the 32, gain of 4. It's been tough sledding trying to block Houston Bates on the outside. 94 for Louisiana Tech. Charles already has 2 sacks today.
Yeah, and they're determined when Riley O'Toole decides to run to converge on him. You can see the defense there really hitting him hard, making sure that they let him know he's there. If he's not going to slide, they're going to try to be as physical as they can if he's making himself a runner.
Ferguson lines up in the slot to the top of the screen. They empty the backfield. 3rd and 13, Illinois. 0 for 3 today on 3rd. O'Toole escapes, but will not have nearly enough for the first down. Finally brought down just inside the 25. It was Mitch Villamez that hit him first there, 32, about a 6-yard gain. And now what do you think? Long field goal here.
Oh, yeah, and that was pressure with only 3. They showed blitz and then backed off and only had 3 guys coming and still were able to put pressure on Riley O'Toole.
Taylor Zaleski comes back on for the second time here today. Hit a 27-yarder earlier, this one from 42. Zaleski and pushes it right, no good.
Feels like the Fighting Illini are working so hard to just get any points.
Louisiana Tech hangs on to a 14-3 lead. Capital One Bowl Mania continues tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We'll get you started with Cincinnati and Virginia Tech. The Hokies, 22nd straight bowl appearance, 2nd longest in the nation, and then Miami and South Carolina. South Carolina, 7th consecutive bowl appearance, looking for their 4th straight win tomorrow on ESPN and ABC.
Bud Foster's defense comes at you a lot of different ways. Gunner Kill with the strong arm. And if you're Miami, Duke Johnson, a home run hitter from the backfield. Can South Carolina's defense get after him? And Brad Kaya, the young quarterback.
Sokol. And airmails his man that time. A little miscommunication. It was Marlon Watts, a true freshman on the outside.
A little high and outside.
Yeah, a little bit.
The ball may be a little slick. Cody looked like it just got away from him on that one.
And some very talented wide receivers, some young ones as well, with Carlos Henderson, a redshirted freshman, Marcus Gaines, a true freshman. There was Marlon Watts, a true freshman. Trips to the left here. Second down handoff to Dixon. Nice stutter step, Dixon. Kenneth Dixon has been so powerful this season. Devontae Quanick runs him out, gain of 7.
Doesn't look like he's going to get anything on that, but they do a nice job. And I think the receivers and everybody for that Louisiana Tech offense will block to make sure if they give him one more block, he can spring the long play.
Big 3rd down and 3 here for the Bulldogs just across their own 30. And once again, miscommunication, incomplete. Carlos Henderson was the intended man in the area. It's 4th down.
Good defense by Illinois. They had everybody locked up, and that would have been a tough play for Carlos Henderson to make. Cody Sokol was trying to throw it low and away, so only his receiver could go get it. Nice defense by Illinois. They had a matchup inside of Mason Monheim and Kenneth Dixon, but Monheim got to him right away and was physical with them at the line of scrimmage.
Logan McPherson on for the 2nd time today. D'Angelo Bentley is going to watch this high booming kick go out of bounds, and it'll take us to a timeout. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl with Louisiana Tech on top, 14-3. Down 14-3, and let's see what happens here at their own 35-yard line to begin this sequence. And it's Ferguson. Ferguson, 1st down run and across midfield into Bulldog territory. Let's go down to the sidelines. Check back in with Casey Smith.
Well, Mike, when Riley O'Toole came off the field after the last offensive series, he was very visibly frustrated, but he did stop to watch the missed field goal, and he shook his head all the way down the bench. The current theme is here, guys, we cannot keep killing ourselves with penalties. A lot of frustration here for the quarterback.
Well, that's a good point, Casey. He's 8 for 10 passing, as you saw right there, so it hasn't been a bad start for him, though, Charles. And this pass incomplete off of the hands of Turner. Looked like it also got deflected as well by Bo Feet, the linebacker for Louisiana Tech. And here's what Casey was talking about, as well as O'Toole. 6 penalties and a couple of sacks already in this game.
And missed opportunities in pass. John Davis on that earlier drive, not able to catch it in bounds. The drop right there by Malik Turner. You've got to come up with those plays.
5 wide on 2nd down on O'Toole's pass. This one is caught, and Turner has it and has a 1st down to the 30-yard line. Nice catch. Kentrell Bryce makes the tackle. Gain of 17.
Deep in route, and you have an underneath route as well. But Riley O'Toole able to find Malik Turner, who had dropped the pass previously, again in the open area of that zone, and a nice catch by Malik Turner.
O'Toole stepping up, and nowhere really to go this time, but does eke out some yards. And O'Toole doesn't like to slide, Charles. Look at his jersey. He's going all out here today.
He wants to go and be physical against you. You can see right there, he puts the ball down, doesn't go for the slide, and tries to run over Russell Ferris, the linebacker, waiting on it.
O'Toole over the middle on a 2nd down and 4 play, finds John Davis, and Davis goes in for the touchdown.
Nice job by Riley O'Toole. They come with A-gap blitz, and he sees it. Wherever they vacate, you usually know your tight end's going to be right there. John Davis over the middle. He catches it, makes enough. A couple of people miss, gets in for 6.
That's the 3rd touchdown catch of the season for John Davis, the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, for 25 yards. The Fighting Illini can come within 4 of this extra point. I mean, this offense, Charles, has been making major improvements, you know, with Bill Cubitt in his first year in 2012 or 13 to this year.
A-gap blitz, Villamez comes in, and they're able to move. John Davis goes to the vacated area. Riley O'Toole finds him. Boom, 6.
And And the extra point is off the post. No good.
Yep, you cannot
return it. Although Houston base is trying to do everything here today, but they'll take the 6. So Riley O'Toole, the senior, finds the other senior, John Davis. First touchdown of the afternoon for Illinois. They're down 5. We'll be back. Square's newly opened Opportunity Center. So both teams coming together for helping the homeless and the needy this holiday season here in the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas.
That's the thing you do at the bowl week. You spend a lot of time together, so that's why when it comes game time, sometimes these guys get a little bit antsy to play each other because they've had a lot of goodwill most of the week.
Absolutely good to see both teams come together. This is the Heart of Dallas Foundation. Past Heart of Dallas Bowl profits have gone to benefit charities serving the homeless population in Dallas, so they do a little bit of that as well. And this year's game honoring the first responders and their families. With a great week here in Dallas, Texas. And it's 14-9, Louisiana Tech after the touchdown catch by Davis. And Illinois had to have a late season rally to even get here to this bowl game, Charles. This is back on November 22nd versus Penn State. David Reisner hitting a field goal from 36 yards out for the win, and then they go on and they beat Northwestern a week later.
Yeah, Riley O'Toole played a big role in this, but also the defense did a nice job. Mason Monheim right there with the pick 6 to seal the deal. That is why they're here in this bowl game.
They won 3 of their last 5, and Coach Tim Beckman told us this week he's excited. He's looking forward to next year as well, where they're going to have a combined 350-plus starts from the starters that return from this season to next year.
And that's why you like bowl week if you're a coach, because you get extra time to prepare and work with those young guys.
Kenneth Dixon for Louisiana Tech. Dixon from Strong, Arkansas. The only player in FBS with an 80-yard touchdown, 80-yard run, and an 80-yard plus catch this year. Just a junior, and he had an 80-yard plus catch today for a touchdown. So we've seen it all from this guy.
Nice job right there, bottling him up, only giving him 1 yard. That Illinois interior defense did a nice job converging on him.
Now they go with Jared Kraft, who's back in. There's a touchdown run today, and this is Henderson, and Henderson, they are not fooled. TJ Neal, Austin Teichma for Illinois defensively.
Tim Banks and that defense have done a nice job of really just corralling and working through. If you hold it right there, there's nowhere to run. Look at all those places taken up, and there's nowhere for the back to see a hole to run. So when he sees that, he has to stop. And Henderson has the ability from his past to be a running back because he was an athletic quarterback in high school, an athlete. But right there, he had nowhere to go. Good defense by Tim Banks and that Illinois ball club.
Bulldogs 0 for 3 on 3rd down. The blitz is on. It's Soko's pass. He had to get rid of it. Incomplete. Also a flag down. Jared Kraft, the intended target. Illinois fans furious here. Here's the call.
Pass interference. Defense, number 9. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. That was an automatic first down.
And that's on Ernest Thomas III.
And there was no need for it because you had Cody Sokol that was taking pressure from Lakeith Walls. On the outside, you can see right there being held. The pressure was there. The receiver wasn't going to get there to catch it. And that's just a bad job by Ernest Thomas of holding on instead of just playing defense.
I think the fans so upset that that pass was just well overthrown.
Yeah,
but sometimes it's because you were held that you weren't able to get near the spot where the ball was going to be thrown. And they go back to Dixon. They're making it Kraft. Kraft stays in, the true freshman.
But it looks like Illinois is doing a much better job of defending not only the run but the pass now. Sometimes when they get in positions where it's a passing situation, I've seen them on film get a little antsy and start holding instead of just trusting how they play. And that was one of those positions right there. The star formation, they got a 4-2-5. Ernest Thomas is the star, so he's a hybrid linebacker and a safety last year.
The Illinois fans are still booing after that last call. Play action here. Sokol hit as he throws over the middle, and that's to the sideline, incomplete. That's Hunter Lee. They've tried to go his way a few times today, just to no avail. He's the senior out of Flower Mound, Texas, fourth leading receiver, the heart and soul of this team, they call him. Pass overthrown.
Former walk-on and captain title as well. Had an earlier drop, but then also couldn't. He and Cody Sokol haven't been able to connect.
Sokol is 2 for 10. And remember, those 92 yards, one of them was 80 yards to Dixon.
Exactly.
Dixon is back in, 4 receivers, 3rd down. Sokol guns it. Henderson incomplete. And Eaton Spence covering for Illinois, 4th down.
And you make a great point. If you just look at the stats now, he's 2 of 11. But you would think that Illinois would be up. There's been some huge plays by Louisiana Tech. And their defense now, Illinois, is really starting to rally around and make some plays in the passing game.
2 of 11 with the 80-yard catch and another reception by receiver for 12 yards, and that's it. So you're right about Illinois defensively here, coming alive as Logan McPherson is back on 3rd punt today. Bentley, fair catch at the 30-yard line. Just under 9 minutes to go in the second from Dallas, Texas. Louisiana Tech leading by 5. Illinois looking to take the lead.
You know, that's the one thing you want to guard against. You don't want to give up those big plays, and you can see that reverse. Those kind of things get you in a position, and not being able to make tackles on a blitz pickup where the guy catches the ball, goes for 15 yards, should be stopped at about 5.
Illinois offense here now. Trick play. Ferguson wants to pass. Still has the opportunity now. He's going to take off and run. Here's Ferguson. Look at this. Has a 1st down run up across the 45-yard line. They wanted to do a little trickery there. 16 yards on the gain.
He had in his mind to go back to Riley O'Toole right here, right? But then he's able to spin. I told you he's got some spinability to him. And then this right here, nice move. He's just so smooth. Not like a washing machine spin cycle, but Josh Ferguson spinning away from guys.
Now it's Donovan Young who's in, and Young rumbles for 9 yards. Mitch Villamez on the tackle, and they are starting to get things going now. Offensive coordinator Bill Cuban and company, in the last 3 drives, almost 180 yards.
He's dialing it up, and let's think about this. They missed a field goal and a PAT. That could have more points.
And they're going no huddle right now, and this time the Bulldogs are ready for it. As the give goes to Young. Houston Bates there for the tackle. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Louisiana Tech hanging on to a 5-point lead. There's a field goal by Zaleski. And the touchdown pass to John Davis. They missed the extra point. 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Both teams have yet to convert a 3rd down in this game here this afternoon. O'Toole. And the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Woods. Woods inside the 30. Xavier Woods, Louisiana Tech. Diving. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Did you see the ability to make that play down the field? And that's what, well, let's see if he's in. But I think the fans want to know if Dudek was held. Yeah, he got in. Xavier Woods, best ball skills in the secondary, silent leader. Manny Diaz says he listens to everything we talk about. This is a great job of body control, getting in and scoring.
Xavier Woods. Well, we're going to explain why Illinois is booing so bad, although they had, the touchdown, but there looked like there was a hold on the play. Dudek, number 18, the wide receiver for Illinois, and I saw it as that pass was getting thrown. His jersey was grabbed from behind.
The ball was so poorly thrown that it was over the top. Xavier Woods doing a nice job. That could have been a block in the back. Sure. That's one right there. But even before that, you're going to see Dudek being held
right there. Yes. Yeah, they missed that.
Yeah, ball overthrown. Xavier Woods able to catch it. in a seam route where he has the guy beat. You have safety help over the top. Right there, you see he goes down. Poorly thrown ball, but the fans say he's being held. Now this is where they become offensive. Louisiana Tech loves to score. That's their 5th scoring on defense. 5th time they've scored on defense this year.
It was Bryson Abraham, number 15 for Louisiana Tech, that had grabbed the back of the jersey there of number 18, Mike Dudek, for Illinois, inciting the fans here in Dallas. They do have a reason to be upset. 21-9. So here's what we talked about at the start of the broadcast, Charles. This was coming into today. The takeaways. Add another to that list to make it 41. 26 interceptions. You said at the 5th return for a touchdown on the defensive side of the ball. And a nation-leading 171 points off turnovers this season.
Sudden change, whether it's offense or their defense. They really like to be aggressive in that area.
And Manny Diaz and company. Wow. Let's take a look at our upcoming bowl schedule here, brought to you by Dish Network and the latest Dish. And we've got some big names in action coming up tomorrow. How about it?
Yeah, you got Miami and South Carolina, big name programs. Look at that, Nebraska, Southern Cal, and then Boston College, Penn State. But I think that Miami game and Nebraska, Amir Abdullah, is he healthy again? And can Cody Kessler make some plays in the passing game?
That's coming up tomorrow on ABC and ESPN as Capital One Bowl Mania continues. Now Illinois 1st and 10 at the 25, and Louisiana Tech calls a timeout, and we will take it with them. Just over halfway through this second quarter. The Bulldogs, thanks to a defensive touchdown, lead it by 12. We'll be back.
Both like to compete to see who can do the most in that secondary.
He turned down an offer from Stanford to come here to Louisiana Tech, just a sophomore, and the coaches say he listens to every word. He actually brings up stats and information. He knows what's going on, and with his 6th pick of the season, now Illinois, and this one is going to be broken up. Ferguson, they were all over it.
And Liggins with a nice play.
Yes, sir. Liggins lost a 6.
Well, you have the screen game working, and Illinois hasn't run that today. And they were setting it up. They like to do this, but there's no one to account for 13, and he's just going to come and blow it up. The offensive lineman can't get out there quick enough, Michael Heights, and he's able to get underneath and make a play. Another tackle for loss.
The defensive tackle, Vernon Butler, coming in there that time. 2nd down, 17. Here comes the blitz. O'Toole's pass caught by Turner. Turner spins and gets up close to the 1st down marker. Liggins again on the tackle, and should have enough for the 1st, and it is.
And what we've seen so far is Fighting Illini have been able to go from 20 to 20, but it just seems like it muddles up when they get closer in. And that's where they have to find a way to score another touchdown like they did with John Davis.
Triple header of bowl games here today for you on ESPN. O'Toole looking. And runs out of real estate. He said, sure, let's just throw it. Somebody catch this just for the heck of it, right?
Yeah. He said, hey, look, I can't go any further. And if you're over there catching, let's just practice. He just kind of throws his hands up because there's no one to get open. He said, I'm not going to let this big man hit me. I can't let D'Angelo Brooks hit me. Somebody catch the ball. Anybody catch the ball, please.
Just for his psyche, you know, he has really completed a lot of passes here today. He's been playing very well, the senior from Wheaton, Illinois.
He has done a better job passing than Cody Soper.
He has. Over the middle, pass is caught. Allison, Geronimo Allison, 1st down catch into Bulldog territory to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 18.
He is a guy that came out as a junior college transfer who had huge games. He got hurt after the Washington game. The last 4 weeks, only 5 catches. They need him to be a big playmaker in this offense.
O'Toole. It's hit as he throws, and the sideline, and the catch now incomplete, out of bounds. It was Dudek, who has just been spectacular this year as a true freshman. He was held. He was the play that we were talking about in the previous series the fans were upset about. Look at this grab, though, Charles.
He made the catch. I mean, he reaches out, couldn't get his feet down. It's awful close. I mean, he holds on to the football. It's a little long. They may take a look at that. They may have to take another look at that.
5-4-5.
Well, they're resetting the game clock to 5:45.
He was,
Thank you.
he reached out and still held on to the ball, almost going under the bench. Great effort by Dudek.
It was a great grab. They are not going to take a look. It's 2nd down and 10. O'Toole just does get rid of it. And once again, Dudek, this time he does make the catch and has the 1st down. And Mike Dudek now over 1,000 yards receiving this season, the 8th player in Illinois history to do that in a year.
Nice job of just setting in the zone. You're going to see him just kind of get in this area where the umpire is. Watch, he's going to turn around, make himself available. Boom, right there. Sometimes you use those umpires if you're a tight end as a guy to block and work for you as a rub. That time he didn't need to. He just got in the area, vacated area, made a nice catch.
1,009 yards now receiving on the year from Mike Dudek, the freshman. As O'Toole blitz hit as he throws, pass incomplete. And Ferguson the intended target. O'Toole took a shot, and it was Nick Thomason that came in there, and he's a little hobbly here right now.
He has to beat one man. There's too many coming. He can't beat him. So Thomason knows he has to hit. Wiley O'Toole gets rid of the football, not able to make the completion on the outside. Takes a wallop.
Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. 2nd down for Illinois, looking to take the lead on this drive. Donovan Young is in the backfield. O'Toole incomplete. Looking for Martez Barr.
And again, Mike, this is where they've kind of throttled down. Their offense is moving. They're making some plays. 2 incompletions in a row after picking up the 1st down.
Let's see if they want to talk it over. No, the clock was still running after the incomplete pass, so the officials will talk this over. O'Toole is 14 of 22 for 164 yards.
Please reset the clock to 5:02, 5:02.
They put 10 seconds back on the clock. O'Toole with 164 yards passing, a touchdown and 1 interception.
And he's having to wipe his visor. You see that almost every time after he plays. He's taking his hand and having to clean out his visor with the mist and everything in there.
There's Wes Lunt, we talked about at the start. He's their star sophomore quarterback from Rochester, Illinois, but he's been injured a lot this season, been off and on. Talk more about him in a moment. 3rd down and 10. It's been Riley O'Toole throughout this game, the senior. They need the 25 for a 1st. Airing it out. Dudek. Incomplete, broken up. Bryson Abraham defending for Louisiana Tech.
Oh, nice play by Abraham. Ball hangs up a little too long, and Dudek tries to go after it, but number 15, Abraham, right there on it. Nice play.
How about some of these cover corners here for Louisiana Tech, Charles? I mean, Xavier Woods, has 6 interceptions now. Abraham has 5 interceptions.
Yeah, Darius Barnes has 5 on the year. You have to be able to cover with the blitzing that they like to do up front. These guys do a nice job of ball hawking.
And it's a drive that stalls that was working well, too, for Illinois, and the punt will be caught inside the 10-yard line. Now let's go back to the studio and check in with Chris Cotter. Find out what's coming up at halftime. Chris? All right, sounds good. Thanks very much. 4:49 to go here on this first half, and it's really been, people kind of joke about it or laugh, but it's Justin Duvernois who's had a really great season, the punter for Illinois. It's his 10th punt that's been down inside the 10-yard line, Charles. I mean, you can't knock it.
Field position is key in this ball game, and he's making it happen for him.
And see, look what happens here. The defense is fired up, taking down Carlos Henderson. Ernest Thomas, the 3rd on the tackle. no gain. The defense has come alive for Illinois in this game.
Cody Sokol, 2 of 11 today. In the Conference USA Championship game a few weeks ago, he was 7 of 20. 2 weeks in a row, or 2 games in a row, where he hasn't played his best football.
And unlike with Illinois, with the back and forth with O'Toole and Lunt, it's been pretty much all Cody Sokol this season. The transfer from Iowa, senior out of Phoenix, Arizona. Final game of his career. Hand off to Dixon. His career is not done. He's only a junior, but this run only goes for a yard. Illinois on top of that one with Clayton Fedulum, who's done a nice job this season out of the secondary for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, they're guys, I call them alley guys, those safeties that come up hard and make tackles. Yeah, they come up and make plays, and Dixon looks like he's a little shaken up.
Dixon has 5 carries for 40 yards.
He's upset about something.
Yeah, he's upset.
He is. Well, that's a competitor. They talk about him being very competitive in everything.
Illinois fans coming to their feet. 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. It's Kraft. Not nearly enough for the first down. 3 and out for the Bulldogs. They will have to punt.
It's interesting on that drive that Cody Sokol, since he's been struggling a little bit, they really didn't use him in the passing game. Illinois is going to call a timeout, which is smart here, and they were able to bottle up the Louisiana Tech offense.
And that's the 3rd 3 and out that the Illinois defense has forced Louisiana Tech into this season, or this game, excuse me. Let's go back to the action here with Carlos Henderson on the outside.
Locking up, he's pushing. Spence is pushing him back. He's about to take his jersey off. He's about to take his jersey off. I said there was a lot of chipping going on before. And I think the big physical team from Illinois and Louisiana Tech is trying to show that, hey, we're not going to be pushed around.
D'Angelo Bentley standing at midfield for Illinois, awaiting this punt from McPherson. Not a good one. And it will stay in Bulldog territory down to the 48-yard line. 33-yard kick, no return, and we'll see if Illinois can get something on this drive. College football playoff kicks off New Year's Day. Here we go, back-to-back semifinal games on ESPN. Oregon, Florida State in the Rose Bowl presented by Northwestern Mutual, and Alabama, Ohio State in the All-State Sugar Bowl. We're all excited for this.
Yes, we are. Alabama they can be taken deep with their secondary, but you can see the coaching matchup here. This is what everybody's been looking for ever since Urban Meyer went back to the Big Ten to Ohio State. This is a matchup a lot of people are looking forward to.
Play action by O'Toole, gets away from pressure, and here he goes with some daylight to the outside, jumping over a tackler. He fumbles the football. And I'll say that he was down. It was picked up by Vernon Butler. It's a first down. QB pressure is coming in from Houston Bates.
And that's one of the reasons why you don't want guys to go up top like this. The ball does come out when he hits the ground. Fortunately for Riley O'Toole, and Illinois is going to go quick. So there's no chance to look at that.
O'Toole, more pressure, eludes it again, and has to just kind of throw this one away. Lavander Liggins was in there this time for Louisiana Tech.
Riley O'Toole almost needs a timeout. He's breathing hard. You can see 2 plays ago, Houston Bates is going to come free, and he's able to get out of that one. And now he's going to go over the top. And fortunately for Riley O'Toole, he holds on to the ball till he hits the ground, and then it comes out. They went quick tempo after that, so they couldn't go and look at it in the replay booth and keep that offense on the field.
O'Toole on 2nd down. Again, rolling to his left, throwing back across his body, and the catch is made. Nice reception by Ferguson. And has enough, the forward progress for a first down to the 26-yard line.
I'm keeping an eye on Riley O'Toole, though, because most of the time if you're a receiver or a running back you can be substituted for. He's got his hands on his hips. He's run around a lot to make plays. Let's see if he can keep doing this.
Dudek in the slot to the top. O'Toole, pressure, and O'Toole's third sack of the game for Houston. Bates had a little bit of help as well, and the Bulldog defense takes him down at the 30-yard line.
5.5 on the year coming in, and Houston Bates right there. He's going to come off the edge, and again, he's one-on-one. These one-on-one matchups, he has a chance to win, able to push with that bull rush and then come off and make the play. You got to figure, he's gone against most of these guys, when he was here. Oscar Giles, you can see him, the D-line coach, working with them, but he knows their tendencies, and he's getting after it.
Houston Bates lost his dad to leukemia at age 11. His mom is now able to come to the games. That's the thing, when he was up at Illinois, far away from home, now has come back here to this area. His mother, Fran's, able to come check out the games, almost like she's part of the team. She had an ACL injury, and they said that she missed the Oklahoma game, but has been to all the others. So back home in the area for Houston Bates. And what a game it's been for him so far.
Oh, yeah, he has dialed it up, and they have to slide over and protect and help, but they can't.
2nd and 14. O'Toole again hit as he throws, and nobody home, and O'Toole, he's hurt.
He didn't know where the pressure was coming from. They showed that they were coming from one side, and then they come delayed, and he takes a shot, but he's a tough guy. There's a tough player.
There is a flag down. You see West Lund to the right of your screen.
Down the count despite the pass. 3rd down.
They called intentional grounding. Kentrell Bryce put the hit on for Louisiana Tech.
You're going to see the pressure coming from all over. You got to get the ball past the line of scrimmage, or if you're outside the box, you can throw it away. And it looks like Kentrell Bryce again coming with that pressure. Boom.
Well, you've talked about it. It comes from different areas all the time, and then late. Watch late him coming in.
Yeah, and there's no one in the area where Riley O'Toole threw the football. He got past the line of scrimmage, but he has to have a receiver there.
So here comes Wes Lunt. They need to give Riley O'Toole a breather, and they do. Lunt is in with under 2 minutes to go in the first half, and his pass goes to Dudek. He has it inside the 30, still well shy of the first down. And boom, right off the bench, Wes Lunt, the sophomore from Rochester, Illinois. Gain of 11 to Dudek.
We said that we would see Wes Lunt, who comes in as a reliever. You're going to have the field goal again. Remember earlier, going this same way, Illinois missed the field goal.
Well, here's David Reisner.
A PAT as well.
Reisner's long of the season is at 36 yards. This one is from 46. So David Reisner with a 46-yard field goal, and this one's not even close. Off the 10.
Talk about missed opportunities. Illinois is going to look at that. How many chances? Their offense have been rolling. And I said it, Riley O'Toole looked like he was tired. Almost 300 yards of total offense, but he was tired. He couldn't get his breath. Might have had the wind knocked out of him when he went down. You don't know. I mean, he was trying to stay in there. They go with Wes Lunt, but they're so far back, and the kicking game isn't really effective. It hasn't been very effective this year, and the punters have been good, but the kicking game has not been as effective.
Yeah, Zaleski and Reisner. Reisner actually had a game-winning 36-yard field goal that we showed you earlier versus Penn State. He had missed a 50-yarder with about 3 minutes to go in that game. Comes back for the game winner, and they obviously needed that to be bowl eligible here today. But special teams in a way has let Illinois down. Now, with just 1:07 left, Sokol, who hasn't had many completions, that's just his 3rd of the day, to Kenneth Dixon. Short pickup. But defensively, they've got it done.
You look at it, could at least be 21-13, maybe even 16 if you get both of those field goals in the PAT.
Pardon me, I say short pickups hit a loss of 7. In fact, actually 2nd down and 17 now here for Louisiana Tech. They pretty much just want to get out of this half. At 21-9, Charles, their quarterback. The offense hasn't been what they're used to. Flag is down, but. And here's the Illinois fans.
5-yard
The Bronx
penalty.
cheer from that.
Second down.
I think they're happy because I don't know if there have been any penalties called against Louisiana Tech. I think that's their first one.
You're right.
The fans have voiced their opinion.
Look at this. Thank you. Thank you, he says.
Those guys from they know football. They're like, hey, look, got to be one against them.
Like, okay, we'll take an extra gift day after Christmas. Thank you. Second down and 22. And sometimes, you know, that just is the case, but there have been a couple today, some blatant ones, to be honest, that they have missed. Because, you know, it doesn't have to be equal. It doesn't mean that's the case, but
game-changing plays on those as well.
They keep it on the ground to Dixon. You're right. There was a hold on wide receiver Mike Dudek earlier that was not called. And in fact, what ended up happening was an interception by Xavier Woods that was run back for a touchdown. So you talk about game changer. That was one of them right there. 28 seconds to go. First half. Back in a moment. (21-9), Louisiana Tech here with just 28 seconds to go in this first half, and that's going to be our halftime score.
But what I will say is this: you've got to control what you can.
Happy holidays, everyone. 21-9, Louisiana Tech leads Illinois at halftime as we get ready for the start of the second half. Mike Corey alongside Charles Arbuckle, Casey Smith. All right, what do you think? First half here, Tech on top by 12, but Illinois has moved the football. They just haven't converted points.
I think if you look at Illinois, missed opportunities, and if you're Louisiana Tech, you see big plays that they've been able to make, and I think that's been the difference in this ball game right away.
All right, so here we are, some of the big plays that have been made in this ball game. This is Kenneth Dixon going 80 yards for the touchdown.
Mason Monheim trying to cover him from the inside. That's a tough matchup for him. Interception return by Woods, Xavier Woods. There was a hold on Mike Dudek that the fans wanted, but Xavier Woods turned into an offensive guy. Look at this great effort. This is maximum effort going after it. Illinois had plenty of yards, almost 300 yards in the first half. 2 missed field goals and a missed PAT. That's what I mean by missed opportunities. Opportunities and chances to get on the scoreboard and keep this game even closer.
Let's take a look at our interstate batteries. First half stats here in this one. There was a lot of penalties early on for Illinois. That didn't help the cause either.
Doesn't help you when you're hurting yourself and putting yourself in third and long, second and long for Manny Diaz to dial up pressure against you. Houston Bates, you can't say enough about his first half either.
Houston Bates, the former Fighting Illini, coming to Louisiana Tech for his final year of his career, has 3 sacks so far in this ball game. Second half about ready to get underway, and Louisiana Tech will receive on top by 12. And here is Carlos Henderson. He slips at the 5-yard line, and that is where he is down. You go down in college football, whether you're touched or not, that's where you are down. So they'll be starting deep in their own territory, and it has been raining here today in Dallas. 58 degrees off and on. Players have lost their footing numerous times in this game, Charles.
Yeah, but no excuse at halftime. That's where you go clean out the cleats, or you make sure you have the right length to make sure you're keeping up with everything. You can't have that. That's an error on Carlos Henderson there, a big explosive speed guy that they want to get the ball to.
Going to be first down and 10 for Louisiana Tech from their 5-yard line as Cody Sokol's pass to the outside is caught. And it's Turner, and Paul Turner gets across the 30-yard line, a first down and more. Taylor Barton and Zane Petty combined for the tackle, but not before a 26-yard gain. And look at this, second in the nation, third quarter scoring margin by Louisiana Tech, plus 111 on the year.
You better play good defense coming out of the half because they really will dial it up even more.
Sokol looking, goes to the outside here for Kenneth Dixon, and a short pickup down the short side of the field as Taylor Barton pushes him out.
Sorry about that, Mike, but the one thing is Tony Peterson and Skip Holtz will come back. Tony Peterson is up in the box. Skip is on the field, Coach Holtz, and they will go in and work through that. And I've been in those meetings where they are just saying, hey, what worked? And let's make sure we get to the guys so they understand these are the plays we're going with right away in that second half.
Sokol, an inside handoff now to Dixon. Needing to get to the 41, still a little bit shy. Mason Monheim makes the tackle. Sokol in the first half was 4 of 13 passing for 85 yards. The one touchdown on that 80-yard pass to Dixon that we saw in the highlight package. What do they have to do, and what does he have to do differently here in the second half to be more effective?
Well, the very first pass was a completion, and he was able to get it down the field. You can see Tony Peterson there, the offensive coordinator. But he is the eyes up top. And Cody Sokol, they've given him some plays now that looks like it's making him more comfortable in the passing game.
3rd and 3. 4 wide. Sokol hit as he throws. And T.J. Neal Jr. with the pressure, forcing that errant throw right there. Nice job by the Illinois defender.
Off the edge, 52 is going to come and bring that pressure. You see him creeping up. And that offensive lineman not able to get back out quick enough. That's Mahaffey, has to move all the way outside, and that's a tough spot for him to be with an athletic linebacker. Nice play, nice dial up of pressure by Tim Banks. See, you see the chess match being played on both sides.
So Logan McPherson for the first time in this second half. D'Angelo Bentley and Darius Mosley are back to return for Illinois, standing just inside the 35. We'll see where they mark this. It'll be good field position for Illinois in their opening drive of the second half. See if they can pick up where they left off. 48-yard line of their own side. Let's go back to some of the miscues in the first half for the Fighting Illini as they're still down by 12 points.
Just opportunities and chances and some missed opportunities, I think the fans would say, for the officials to get calls, but you can see the miscues. And that doesn't also account for the drop passes that they had early in drives that slowed them down.
They missed a 42-yard field goal, a 46-yard field goal, so albeit they're a little bit longer, Charles, but the fact of the matter is the drives were stalling after positive yardage for a long time.
And they were closer on the 42-yard field goal. The 46 a little bit longer, but the PAT, that hurts you as well.
And Riley O'Toole is back in at quarterback here to start the second half. They hand off to John Davis. We'll get back to him in a moment. Let's check back in with Casey Smith. Casey?
Well, Mike, you guys are talking about the missed opportunities. When I talked to Tim Beckman right after halftime, he smiled and shook his head and said, hey, we have 30 more minutes to play, but if we cannot score points, it doesn't matter how many total offensive yards we have. We have to put the ball in the end zone and score points if we want to win this game.
Well, that's a great point. He's going to look at the stat sheet. That's not going to matter. They are destroying Louisiana Tech, though, in terms of the yards gained and moving the football. That's for sure. Their quarterback play has been better. Here's O'Toole again, eluding pressure. Spinning O'Toole, taken down at the 46. Now, he went out for a little bit at the end of that first half, Charles, as they brought in Wes Lunt. O'Toole's been taking some shots today.
Well, this time he can see that one guy that's coming, Bryce Abraham. He sees where he's coming. He's able to avoid that. Then he's spinning like his buddy Josh Ferguson, not quite as smoothly, but able to pick up some yards and make it a 3rd and short.
3rd and 4, Illinois. Opening offensive sequence of the second half for them. Here comes the blitz. And the pass is incomplete. Off the hands of intended target Geronimo Allison. 4th and 4.
You've got to be ready as a receiver. Allison didn't look like he was ready to catch the football, even though it was behind him. But that's a catch that maybe you catch it and turn for 3 or 4 yards. When you're a receiver, your sense of being in a place has to be quick. There has to be a sense of urgency when you run your routes because the quarterback doesn't have time to throw it perfectly. You've got to be prepared to catch the football.
Trent Taylor back to return the kick from Justin Duvernois. And Duvernois, they did not. It is a touchback. It bounced at the 1 Valiant effort here by Illinois. It was going to be another opportunity. Could have downed it inside the 10. Skip Holtz and Louisiana Tech. We'll tell you something you didn't know about Skip Holtz when we come. I mean, today, right? I mean, how easy is it today? You know, to kind of find these things out, right? And put away your phone.
Yeah, we won't give it away. For those folks that have grown up with him, they're, I know it.
Right. Louisiana Tech football. First down and 10, leading 21-9. Their second offensive possession here in the second half. Dixon goes in motion. Sokol facing pressure. He's sacked.
And that's a nice job with only 3 coming. Only 3 guys coming up front. They pull out, making sure that they're covering on the outside. Watch, 3 down linemen. They're the only ones rushing. And Jihad Ward puts the initial pressure. He almost got a sack. And then Rob Bain cleans it up.
And that's 4 sacks today for the Bulldogs defense. 3 by Houston Bates, and that one right there by Rob Bain. Or excuse me, on the other side for Illinois. First for them is 4 by Louisiana Tech. Here's the pass out to the outside to Dixon. And stiff arming a man.
I'll say this, Dixon is from Strong, Arkansas, and he shows some strength whenever he has a chance to run inside, or he just showed right there, look, get off of me.
214 pounds, 5'10 junior. Is the 80-yard touchdown catch in this game. Has had a rushing TD in 12 straight games coming in. We'll see if that streak continues. Nobody has converted on third down today. 0 for 15 combined with these 2.
That's paltry or putrid or both.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I never have.
Sokol, quick play fake. And again, nobody home. Henderson fell down anyhow. Carlos Henderson intended target.
They're going to keep the streak going.
Flag down though. Flag back at the 2. Lan Clark is our referee today.
Personal foul, hands to the face, offense number 68. That penalty is declined, 4th down.
All right, so on Josh Robinson right there, the junior.
Josh Robinson right there making his first career start, made his first career start in the Conference USA Championship game. You can see Jihad Ward has that hand right up in his face. Kobe Sokol hasn't thrown the ball particularly well. And this offensive line, let's not forget, Matt Moore left for Troy. G.A. Price Ferguson is coaching this team in the bowl game. He's done a pretty nice job. Ooh, close.
Bentley backpedaling and lets it go inside the 30-yard line. It's going to be down there. I don't think he was expecting that great of a kick from Logan McPherson. It was Gerald Schaus that time. Gerald Schaus, the junior. McPherson most of the day, and the first punt from Schaus goes for 59. Let's go back to our Aflac trivia question.
His nickname is Mad right now.
Yes. So Skip Holtz's given name? It is Louis Leo Holtz Jr., so he is a junior.
Yeah, he is reading his guys to ride at because he's the offensive coordinator as well as the offensive coach, and he's not happy with how his team is performing at this point.
And his father, Lou Holtz, is in the house here today. 249 wins in his 34 years as coach. It's a chance to watch his son play for the first time in a little while. Obviously working with us all the time, so doesn't get a chance to do that in person. And now Riley O'Toole taken down by Mitch Villamez. And Lou Holtz, who won the Cotton Bowl twice when he was head coach at Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, back in the day. See Rick Meyer right there. Fine. 93, they won, beat A&M 28-3, and then in 94, beat A&M again, 24-21, back-to-back years.
It's the second season here for Skip Holtz. Last year they were 4-8, and they go to 8-5 this year, 7-1 in Conference USA. They fall in the championship game to Marshall. And Illinois keeps it on the ground again. Villamez again on the tackle. Ferguson. Young, not much. 3rd and 13. And they are backed up at their own 25-yard line. And let's see if somebody can convert a third down here today. 0 for 16 combined now with these two teams.
There
it is.
One thing Villamez has been able to do is really clean up a lot of things in this drive. That's 2 big plays for him. Let's see what he can do on 3rd down.
Young stays in the backfield. Dudek in the slot, top of the screen. O'Toole over the middle. Catch is made. Count it to Geronimo Allison. 1st down, Illinois, and our first 3rd down conversion today by either team.
At 6'3", 185 on a slant route. This nice throw by Riley O'Toole and very good catch by Geronimo Allison. I said, watching him on film, he has to play big when these blitz things come and there's pressure in his face.
Keeper by O'Toole up across the 45 to the 47.
And that was the first 3rd down conversion of the game. The whole game.
1 for 9 for Illinois and 0 for 8 so far for Louisiana Tech.
But let's see what Illinois can do now, because this is another chance for them to make a play. They're getting to midfield. You know that the pressure is going to be dialed up by that man right there. What can they do with the drive that's going pretty well for them?
It was Manny Diaz right there. O'Toole again. Keeper. Still shy midfield.
D'Angelo Brooks is lucky he didn't get a flag thrown on him. He came in real late. Evander Liggins looks like he's a little bit shaken up.
Liggins is down for Louisiana Tech. Here's your total yards today. 318 versus 181. But all that matters is the Louisiana Tech 21-9 on the scoreboard. They'll attend to Liggins here, who's had a nice game. Senior out of Leesville, Louisiana.
And I think that's why you saw Coach Holt so upset at his offense. That number there. Evander Liggins been a key guy here. Has made some outstanding interceptions. Had 2 of them on the year against Western Kentucky.
Father was not around growing up. His mother has had some legal troubles. He was baptized this year. Said he needed to change things, and has. He's grown up tremendously on and off the field. His 6 career interceptions. He's the active leader in tackles for this Louisiana Tech defense. And they need to come up big here. 3rd down and 5. Fighting Illini from the 48. The bunch formation to the right. Turner in motion. O'Toole over the middle, caught. 1st down, Mike Dudek, and a late flag comes in. Back near O'Toole.
He always seems to find number 18. And 18 always getting himself open.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 8, low contact. A 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play with an automatic 1st down.
So Vontaria Stora called for this one.
Yeah, and here he is off the edge, being blocked by Donovan Young. And then goes down late. And the thing is, that's a tough one because he's going and getting pushed. So it wasn't the intent, but it's what happens as a result of the play.
Play action, O'Toole. Plenty of time this time over the middle, and again the nice catch made by Allison. The 15-yard line. Ronald Dunn Jr. takes him down, and now Allison trying to fire up the fans. 15-yard reception.
The one area where you can affect Louisiana Tech or deep end routes, or we call them 6s, or the slants. That's a deep end right there, and Geronimo Allison caught a fastball from Riley O'Toole.
They have Davis and Young in the backfield. 3rd catch of the day for Allison. 1st and 10 from the 15. Young inside the 10, still on his feet, inside the 5, and Donovan Young. 1st down, set it up 1st and goal from the 3.
Good blocking on the outside by Geronimo Allison. And look up front. All the white jerseys locked up on red, and then he's able to make one guy miss. Gets outside. That's Kentrell Bryce. He makes miss, and then able to keep fighting for extra yards. That is why Donovan Young comes in. He's got that physicality in the run game in that area.
Picks up 11 yards. I formation now with Davis and Young. 1st and goal, Illinois. It's Young. Young over the line. Touchdown, Illinois.
That's good old-fashioned power football. Yeah, very nice play, power game. John Davis in front. You also have a pulling guard in Alex Hill, and they just clear everything for him, and he's able to get in. Took an initial shot, but able to still fight through on that second effort.
Well, now, Charles, looks like they might go for two here, which they will, as they missed the extra point earlier. Look at the setup. O'Toole fires, deflected and knocked down. Good job by Abraham, and the pass intended for Tim Clary, the tight end. Well, they try to get the two to get it back to a three-point game, and they're unsuccessful. But another touchdown, this one by Donovan Young. Sixth rushing touchdown of the season for him. It's a 6-point game here in Dallas.
Still, if you look at the points they've missed, a nice long scoring drive with some key plays by Riley O'Toole and Geronimo Allison. But Donovan Young caps it with a nice run.
You want to watch it again? Video of that touchdown now posted on a Sports Center app. Donovan Young's sixth touchdown on the ground this season. Henderson, Blake Martin back to return for Louisiana Tech. Henderson bobbles it for a moment. Henderson on the run. Walker's in front, still on his feet. Carlos Henderson. Flag comes flying in as he comes across the 35-yard line. We'll get the call.
It looks like it's going to be a face mask because he was running and his neck just turns back. But a nice run. That's what Carlos Henderson brings to you.
There is no foul for a face mask. The player was grabbed by the collar. First down.
Oh, yeah, he missed his face mask and pulled it on the collar, but it looked like it jerked him back, and that's what the official saw. But a good return for Carlos Henderson.
So it's a 37-yard return, and it'll be first down and 10 from the 37-yard line. The New Year's Six kicks off on New Year's Eve. We have the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, the Vizio Fiesta Bowl, and the Capital One Orange Bowl. TCU and Ole Miss kick things off. TCU just getting knocked out of the Final Four there.
They were number 3, then they went down to 6. I'm sure they would have loved to play Alabama. Arizona struggled against Oregon, beating them early in the year. Boise State is a tough matchup. And the Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, I'm intrigued by that. The triple option, and then Mississippi State with Dak Prescott. Able to run option football, but they throw the ball down the field pretty effectively.
Great games gets underway New Year's Eve at 12:30 Eastern right here on ESPN. Under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs, and this is Hunter Lee, and the captain taken down for no gain. Not much working in the run game right now. Zane Petty on the tackle there, along with Eric Finney for Illinois defensively.
So Louisiana Tech usually scores a lot of points in the third quarter, right? They're struggling in the run game. Illinois has been able to come back in all their wins, right? Usually this year, 4 of their games where they've come back from behind, they've won. It's shaping up to be pretty interesting. Cody Sokol is struggling throwing the football. Can he do that in second and long?
Sokol gets it out of his hands quickly here this time, finding Trent Taylor. And that'll pick up half the yards here, third down on the way. Taylor is one of their go-to guys. Charles leads the team in receptions and catches, yards, touchdowns.
Just a playmaker. Every time they throw the ball to him, he seems to catch it and pick up positive yards. And that was a situation. 2nd and 10. He now cuts it down to about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, giving them a better chance to pick up the first down. Which third down conversions have been hard to come by in this game.
Well, Louisiana Tech has yet to convert on third down today. 0 for 8. 0 for 2 here in the second half. Sokol flushed out of the pocket, lobs it up. Taylor, he has it. What a catch.
What I say about sense of urgency for a receiver. Now, the other side of it is if your quarterback is scrambling, you have to stay alive. Look at Taylor right there in your screen, finding a little opening. And number 20 just misses it. Clayton Fidulum could not get there, but great job by Trent Taylor picking that up.
I was going to say, how did that just go over the outstretched arms that time? And now another quick pass on the slant. This one broken up, incomplete. Wanted Marlon Watts. And D'Angelo Bentley was back there, along with Clayton Fedulum.
Fedulum was a former walk-on. Awarded a scholarship. I mean, he's really made plays, and he was right there.
Fedulum has been the leading tackler the last couple of games. Transfer from St. Xavier University. Now 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Sokol still looking, airs it out for Taylor. Incomplete and knocked down by Petty. Zane Petty there with a breakup. 9th of the season for Illinois, and a flag is down late here.
The passer, defense number 17, a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
It was a late hit on Illinois. Late flag, late hit. Here it is.
Again, Jihad Ward, and then possible interference late. I think both guys going up. You can see being pushed. Just puts his hands on them, so they let that go. But they both go for the football, and the defensive back, Zane Petty, makes an attempt on the football.
So the call on Jihad Ward for the late hit brings it down inside the 30. Now Sokol, another flag is down. They've had a lot of penalties here in this ball game today.
Yeah, Jens Danielson, number 77, who was trying to block Jihad Ward.
Holding. Offense number 77, a 10-yard penalty. We play first down.
You can almost see the expression on Land Clark's face, right? It comes over like, here we go, the penalty.
Well, Jihad Ward beat him off the line, and he really didn't have a chance.
So they give it right back. The left tackle and Danielson. What about the offensive line for Louisiana Tech? We talked a little bit about for Illinois. How about these guys?
Well, they're playing well. And Price Ferguson, the GA, who has had to take over in this bowl prep, has really done a nice job with these guys. He's been with them all year, but Matt Moore left to Troy, and now he's the interim O-line coach.
Off the hands of Taylor here on this pass.
So what you have now is there's no pressure to put guys going down the field, and Illinois is able to just sit on routes, and whenever they see the ball, they're able to knock it down. There was no pressure to push them back on first and long, excuse me.
Some interesting signals there on the sidelines for Louisiana Tech. Sokol, one-handed catch, and now incomplete. No, by Dixon. Trying to get in and could not. 3rd and 20. Now this has just been kind of a sluggish and sloppy third quarter for the Bulldogs, don't you think?
Yeah, neither team has really been able to run a screen game, and that time fighting the line nine, we're right on top of it. Sokol just trying to find something to help his offense get going. See, they're trying to signal in, and they block the signaler so the defense can't see what he's doing, and he walks up. All kind of innovation, still in signals, hiding signs.
It's crazy. 4 receivers set here for Sokol. 3rd down. Pressure again, and this pass is caught by Henderson, but he is shy of the first, 27-yard line. They had to get down to the 18. It's a pickup of 11. They are in field goal range.
And it'll be interesting since they've struck. They're going to go for it or go for a field goal. They need points. They haven't scored in quite a while.
They have Jonathan Barnes, the redshirted freshman, and Kyle Fisher, the sophomore. They're 2 kickers. Barnes has hit from 45 this year. Fisher has hit from 51. On Fisher. And there's Taylor Birch, 3rd-string quarterback to hold. This will be a 44-yard attempt for Kyle Fisher. And a timeout by Louisiana Tech.
Timeout. Louisiana Tech. That is their first of the half.
We will come back. 3:05 to go in the 3rd. Louisiana Tech looking to extend their lead when we come back. Kyle Fisher getting ready to attempt a 44-yard field goal. Tim Beckman, head coach for Illinois, at the top right, and Skip Holtz to the bottom right. for Louisiana Tech.
Both of these guys have dads that have coached a long time, and here's an opportunity. 5 of 9 on the year for Fisher.
Kyle Fisher looking to make it a 9-point game from 44. Nowhere near. Heads up. Stays a 6-point lead for Louisiana Tech, 21-15 with 3 minutes even to go here in the third quarter. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Mike Corey, Charles Arbuckle, Casey Smith on the sidelines. Third quarter here for the Bulldogs. Not happening so much. You got to give Illinois some credit, especially defensively.
And I think that end of the field, no one can kick a field goal, but the Bulldogs have struggled. They usually come out smoking in the third quarter, not able to. Illinois has to be happy with holding them there, not giving up any points.
Illinois has had a lot of miscues here today. They've left some points on the table. They've missed a couple of field goals. They've had some penalties. They went for a 2-point conversion, missed that. They missed an extra point. There's a couple of the things right there that we've talked about throughout as a reason, but still, they're within a touchdown. I mean, it's a 6-point ball game.
And a few drop passes on there. All those things work against them, then don't help them.
O'Toole, pressure, and he's down at the 24-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. And Riley O'Toole. It's the 5th sack of the day for Louisiana Tech.
They've been able to dial up pressure, and when they do, Riley O'Toole, if he's not able to get it out of his hands in enough time, they're able to get to them.
Second down, 13. Donovan Young in the backfield. Looks up the blitz, a pass over the middle. Diving catch is made. Allison, yes. Lavander Liggins. In front of Liggins for the catch. First down.
And we said it a little bit on the last drive. They've really been able to attack the middle of the field. Riley O'Toole looks one way, moves the safety over. You see Kentrell Bryce moving towards the middle of the field to allow Geronimo Allison to beat Lavander Liggins on that slant route.
O'Toole, another keeper up the middle, has some space and dives across midfield.
And this is the part of the run game where they really like Riley O'Toole, his ability. Now, you have to have some blocking up front. You see those guys inside. John Davis influences Houston Bates, which makes him run over, and that one missed guy, he's able to get inside.
7-yard run there for O'Toole. Illinois over their season averaging yards of 378 here today. And once again, another keeper by O'Toole, and just a short pickup. Still going to be just shy of the first down. And you have to think that as this game goes on, Charles, the amount of times that he has been taking hits here today. I mean, he did have to come out once earlier for Wes Lund, who filled in, and now how much of this is taking a toll? You can see it.
You can see him breathing. He's got to clean out his face mask. I mean, he's breathing hard. And the time between plays, they're not moving fast because he has to catch his breath, call out the signals. Look at him. He has to clean his face mask. He's down and dirty.
Give Riley O'Toole a ton of credit. The senior from Wheaton, Illinois, final game of his career. Winning it all out here today. And now the pass to John Davis. First down and more for John Davis, who has a touchdown catch earlier today, and this one keeps this drive alive. Gain of 14.
Nice play, because all they're going to do is just go off of play action, and John Davis is the fullback there. You see he goes at Houston Bates, slips outside, no one there to cover him. The versatility of John Davis from the tight end or the fullback position, and Riley O'Toole is saying, hey, I'm happy somebody else made the play and not me.
O'Toole finds Dudek, and Dudek has a nice catch. Down by Kentrell Bryce, and that's going to be good enough for another first down.
And this is one off the zone read where it's almost a smoke or a hot, get rid of the football, because he's able to fake inside. He sees Dudek coming open in an open area, and boom, gets it to him quickly. Bill Kubik is really dialing up some plays, and Mike Dudek always seems to be one of those guys he calls his number.
Yes, he is. 7 catches for 73 yards, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of action. So Illinois on the move here in the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Illini at the 23 when we come back with a 4th quarter from Dallas, Texas, right after this. Down at 10 at the 23 before they get back on offense. So we start the 4th. Let's go downstairs and check in with Casey.
Thanks, Mike. The emotion on the Illinois sideline is so different than what you saw for the first half of the game. You saw head coach Tim Beckman run out jumping to meet his team, and defensive line coach Greg Colby sat his guys down and said, hey, if we can take the ball away, we can seal this thing. You see the momentum change. The confidence on this sideline is so much different than we saw in the first half.
All right, Casey, sounds good. So here we go. And Riley O'Toole in Illinois, he's 21 of 32 passing for 260 yards and a touchdown here today. Trying to lead his team down the field for the go-ahead touchdown. And it's Young. And not much. Actually a loss. C.J. Cleveland comes in for Louisiana Tech, and a loss of 1 on the play.
And Mike, let's talk about it. I mean, Tim Beckman was in a position where they were calling for him not to come back early in the year, and they beat Minnesota, and they struggled again. And then when they got on that run at the very end of the season, that's changed the momentum. He talked about it on our call earlier this week, the dome mentality, making sure that everything inside the bubble stays with us. We can't worry about those outside influences.
O'Toole, pressure again, for the end zone, incomplete. Matt Lacoste, the tight end, was the target. Darius Barnes is back there, and it really goes back to right before that Minnesota game as O'Toole took another shot.
And I think the Louisiana Tech defenders are going to have some respect for him. Xavier Woods there, just laying a hit on him again.
They lost the 3 straight games at Nebraska, home versus Purdue, at Wisconsin, and then Coach Beckman said, you know what, we needed to take it back a notch. And they did. They settled down and they got things together. They won 3 of their last 5 to be here today.
And they had 8 straight weeks before a bye, and I think the bye really helped them turn things around.
Illinois 3 for 11 on 3rd down today. O'Toole running out of space, guns it, incomplete. Allison unable to make the grab. And now they're in the position where they have been a couple of times here today, where they went for field goals. They missed a 42-yarder or a 46-yarder. Did they do it again here?
And Riley O'Toole stays alive. He has the movement. Villamez coming after him. He's able to throw it at the last second, getting it down and away. Geronimo Allison couldn't quite come up with it. And had he been able to catch it, been a nice catch.
This will be a 43-yarder for David Reisner to cut the lead in half. High snap, they get it down. Reisner's kick off the post, but it goes through.
I have never seen teams struggle so much in the kicking game. High snap, able to get it down, and boom, get it through. Great job by Reisner sticking with it, and off the pole, in the bank for 3.
Connects to make it a 3-point ball game. Good one here today in the first of our triple header of coverage on ESPN. And this is Henderson on the return and gets across the 25-yard line, gain of 17 on the return. As we remind you what's coming up, New Year's Day, Michigan State and Baylor. The explosive offense of Baylor, Michigan State.
And Pat Narduzzi has been the architect there.
Sokol for Louisiana Tech. Short pickup finding Paul Turner. And again, Mason Monheim with the tackle, gain of 4. So here we go, the vaunted third down for the Bulldogs.
Critical play and a critical drive, I think, for Louisiana Tech, because it seems like Illinois has figured out. They've been able to score, get yards all game, but finally starting to put points on the board. It's going to be essential now for Louisiana Tech to pick up some first downs, get themselves back into making some momentum plays on offense.
They are 1 for 10 on third down in this game today. 3rd and 8. Sokol. A lone lighter, and this one is caught. Turner, he has it. And it's going to be close. Gain of 8. Let's see.
Sokol puts it down in a way where only his guy can get it. He's able to catch it. Looks like he gets everything under, secures the catch, pulls it up. Nice job by Paul Turner.
They give it to him, first down, so the drive continues. Just their second third down conversion today to the 37. They needed that in a big way.
When you're not picking up third down conversions and you're in 3rd and long most of the game,
and you're winning.
Yeah, well, those explosive plays they had early in the game really put them in position.
The flip out to Henderson, getting him in space. And Henderson is clotheslined at about the 44-yard line. And the Louisiana Tech fans want a flag to no avail. 7-yard gain.
Eaton Spence right across the top of the head. The speedy Carlos Henderson getting on the outside. Good blocking by his receivers right there. And right at the last second, just pulls him down. Eaton Spence. Initially, it looked like a face mask, but he didn't get him in the face mask.
They flip it out to Henderson to the near side, the wide side of the field again, and he will have the first down now this time. It'll run up to the 48-yard line. Louisiana Tech in their first bowl appearance since 2011, looking for their first bowl win since 2008 when they defeated Northern Illinois in the Independence Bowl, 17-10.
And that was the same play right there that they ran to the other side and making them work for it, because now Illinois has to run sideline to sideline. They come out with Carlos Henderson. Let's see what they do now, Louisiana Tech, to pressure and challenge this Illinois defense.
Really their first time in this second half, Charles. The Bulldogs getting some back-to-back first downs going here, starting to have a little bit of progress in this second half. And to Dixon. Their workhorse, about 4 yards.
And Mike, you bring up a great point. That's one of the first few times here in the second half we've seen Dixon get some positive yards. He's a guy that usually touches the ball quite a bit and makes a lot of yards.
Dixon has 60 career touchdowns, #1 in history in Louisiana Tech, and has tied Matt Nelson for all-time points in his career. He's just a junior, 360 points. The all-time rushing leader already in history, and again, shut down, nothing here. Going to be 3rd down and 8 from midfield. Dewan Smoot on the tackle for Illinois.
Good job by the defensive line, staying at home. Play works one way, and they just stay in their gap and allow Kenneth Dixon to come right back into him for the tackle.
This is an offense in Louisiana Tech averaging 37.5 points a game. That's good for 12th in the country. Looking to create a little bit more separation here early in the 4th. Third and 8. Cody Sokol flags down, stop the play.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 68, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Josh Robinson, talked about it earlier. This is his second start. Had his first one in the Conference USA Championship game against Marshall. Moved just a little bit early. 6'4", 300-pounder.
3rd and 13 now from their own 45. Sokol hit from behind. The ball is loose and is picked up by Illinois. And it's Jihad Ward that has it. And it comes loose again at the end. Let's see if Louisiana Tech got it back. And they do. Unreal.
Wow.
And that's going to be a first down now for Louisiana Tech. As they recover, they get it back.
Big Jihad Ward had the fumble recovery and carried it loosely. Nice play off the edge. Really coming on strong to make the play, Lakeith Walls. And Ward just not able to hold on to the ball.
And then it was picked up.
Great hustle play by Louisiana Tech.
By Sokol. Look at that. The quarterback for Louisiana Tech able to come back and get on that football. So you call it there, Charles. Lakeith Walls with the fumble. Jihad Ward with a fumble recovery. And then he got it stripped. And Sokol, the quarterback, gets it back. So Louisiana Tech has it, but from their own 16, now a 1st and 10.
Now, Cody Sokol, ball not moving forward, comes out. And look at the hustle play by Kenneth Dixon, making the forced fumble and allowing Cody Sokol to come up with it. See, Dixon comes out of there. I mean, that was a great hustle play by all of those guys around.
Wow. So now here we go. They're back at their own 16-yard line, but it's 1st down and 10. And this is just not happening right now for them in the run game here as Kraft gets it. And it's just being shut down up front. This Illinois defense right up front saying no, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I think one thing we don't recognize, and I think Illinois has 4 defensive touchdowns on the year. Now La Tech has 5 with the one that Xavier Woods had earlier, but that was a key turnover. Casey just talked about it, what they were saying on their sideline. We need to get another one, and they had it right there and let it slip away. Yeah, and this offensive line is just off kilter now. It looks like we're watching Illinois in the first half on offense. Some of the things they were doing offensively in the second half. Yeah, Louisiana Tech has just not been able to find their rhythm. And even in the third quarter, after Coach Holtz got after them, these guys are looking, the body language doesn't even look right to me from their offensive line.
Jens Danielson called for the false start there. Now 2nd down and 16. They're back at their own 10-yard line. Sokol in the rollout. Low throw, and Hunter Lee makes an incredible catch for the 1st down at the 27-yard line. 17-yard gain for the senior from Flower Mound, Texas.
And just like that, Hunter Lee comes up with another huge play. The heart and soul. Look at this fake inside, gets the defense to move over, makes some space to throw the football to Hunter Lee. And nice grab.
They call him the heart and soul, and that's right. He broke his collarbone October 25th at Southern Miss. Return versus Rice. Missed only 3 games. Coming in as the 4th leading receiver. Has done so much for this program over the years, and the senior picks up 17 halfway through the 4th and a 1st down to keep the drive alive. Without breaking free is Henderson. Carlos Henderson inside the 20 and dragged down inside the 5. Clayton Fedulum saved the touchdown.
Very seldom do you ever see Carlos get caught from behind. Fedulum and Carlos Henderson in motion. We saw this early. They move away, then come back to him. He doesn't step out of bounds, and look who's covering him. That's a mismatch. DeJuan Smoot is trying to cover him, but I never really seen on film Carlos Henderson get caught from behind. That was a huge play and a mismatch on the play. for Illinois.
It's almost a mismatch no matter who would be covering him, Charles, because he is the fastest player out there on the football field today.
Sometimes when you go with stunts and different blitzes and zone blitz, you have a guy in a matchup that's not advantageous. That was one area right there.
That's a 70-yard play. They have hit Illinois big today on two big ones. Dixon stretches it close to the 1. Stop shy of the touchdown. It was Dixon on an 80-yard reception earlier, and then this 70-yard reception here by Carlos Henderson. Dixon's went for a touchdown. This one's setting up a score.
And the other thing is how hard have points been able to come by since the second quarter. These teams are just battling, trying to find ways to score even a field goal. If Illinois can hold here and hold them to a field goal, that would be a huge win.
Ricky Jones is in, and the two backs. Dixon, he gets the call. Touchdown, Kenneth Dixon.
And I said it before, if 33 is in the game and Dixon follows him, usually good things happen. Big 33 up front. You can see the T formation they like to go with. 33 right there in red, just blasting guys and just making sure Ernest Thomas can't make a play. And Kenneth Dixon, strong Arkansas, again, in for 6.
Dixon has scored in all 14 games this season. Today, with this touchdown, 53, and that's a Louisiana Tech record. 53 rushing touchdowns in his career with that one right there. Came in needing only 6 yards to break the all-time career rushing yard mark, which he did, surpassing Daniel Porter, and now here runs it in from 2 yards out.
And they're going to take a look at it, but Kenneth Dixon looks like he's in. It's hard to tell from this angle, but the one they showed earlier, they'll show it again. T formation again. You see the blocking up front. Really good, strong. Oh, his knee goes down there.
Where's the ball?
That's the key.
Looks like it might have still been over. Let's see here from this angle. Knee down. Ball's breaking the plane here. I would say it stands.
Let's see this angle here.
Well, nose of the football touching the white. That's all you need. We'll see what they say. He now has 1 rushing touchdown in 13 straight games, Charles, to lead the nation. And it is. Touchdown, says Lan Clark, although we couldn't hear him, and it's 27-18, Louisiana Tech.
Need indisputable video evidence. If they call a touchdown to overturn it, you need to have something to show without a doubt that it wasn't a touchdown.
Tim Beckman has to be thinking, boy, there's an 80-yard play and a 70-yard play. We might be winning this ball game.
The turnover that you have, that you lose by Dixon making that play and then coming back and scoring again after Henderson on a long play. Henderson, look at this huge play by Henderson to put him in position for Dixon to score. And Dixon taking it in.
Historic Cotton Bowl here in Dallas, Texas for the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. The original Cotton Bowl here through 2009, and now the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl, the 5th season, 28-18, Louisiana Tech by 10. After the touchdown run by Dixon, and there have just been some big-time plays by Louisiana Tech, some backbreakers. You know, if you're an Illinois fan, and a player out there saying, how are we even down by 10 points in this ball game?
With all the yardage they've had, all the opportunities to really make plays, haven't been able to capitalize on all of them.
Here is Bentley on the return for Illinois, and he slips going across the 20-yard line. And we'll get back to Illinois on offense after we check in with Chris Cotter in the studio. Chris? All right, thanks very much. We have 6:10 to go here in this one. Starting off the day for you with a triple header on ESPN, as you said, 28-18. Louisiana Tech, now Illinois' turn. Let's see what happens. Riley O'Toole has been a warrior today at the quarterback position for the Fighting Illini. His senior season in his final game. Tripped up Houston Bates sack for Bates, and he has 4 today for Louisiana Tech.
He just bull rushed in the inside. Watch right here. He's able to just take his guy, move him out of the way, Michael Heights, and get to the sack of Riley O'Toole. That was just the physicality of Houston Bates right there.
Second down. And dropped by Ferguson.
When the official says it's going forward, meaning it's not a lateral, that's why it's an incomplete pass. Looked awful close up here. See, the line judge shows his hand to the left, saying, no, that's a pass that was above the line. It wasn't behind, which would signify a lateral. This guy has been on fire. I think he's made his own one-on-one game today. He has just really gotten after the offensive line for Illinois.
Houston Bates couldn't have asked for a better final game in his career. Used to play for Illinois. Now here in his final season, transferred to Louisiana Tech. 3rd and 17. Dudek incomplete. He got sandwiched and hit by Xavier Woods. And also Bryson Abraham.
These are plays that Dudek usually comes up with. I'm going to let you hear the sound. Xavier Woods over the top. He knew he was going to get hit. He tried to hold on to it, but couldn't quite get to it. And I've seen him on film make a lot of those catches. But the point of Riley O'Toole being a little tired, that ball was really high, not able for Dudek to come down with it.
Blake Martin. Taylor lets this one bounce. Trent Taylor lets it go. And it'll be Louisiana Tech ball after a 34-yard kick. And no return. Big hits here by the Bulldogs on defense, and they have it back, leading by 10. As you look at that, 28-18, Louisiana Tech on top by 10. Let's take a look at our Scion playbook. Charles.
Now this puts Carlos Henderson here, and what they want to do is now take him all the way around. And what's going to happen is that you have a defensive lineman covering him where he probably should be covered by Taylor Barton, number 3. But DeJuan Smoot is there trying to keep up with him. He can't. And over the top, he's finally tackled way down the field. But a huge play for those guys. And Kenneth Dixon on the tail end of that puts it in for 6. And he was key. He forced the fumble by Jihad Ward, and Cody Sokol recovered.
There was a crazy sequence in which the ball probably should have been in the hands of Illinois. Maybe here on this one, a fumble again, but they will get it back, and that's Kraft, Jared Kraft. What happened was, on the earlier sequence, it was a forced fumble by Lakeith Walls that came in and knocked it away from Cody Sokol, the quarterback. Jihad Ward got it for Illinois, but then as he was running down, it got knocked out.
And he put it away. Kenneth Dixon comes in and knocks it out. Illinois, it looks like they're a timeout.
So we have a timeout, and we'll take one as well. 5:14 to play here in the 4th. Back to Dallas in a moment.
Still the star of that team, really making some plays. You can see a stat stuffer.
How about you? You play basketball?
I did. I played basketball,
yeah,
baseball, football. Growing up here in the state of Texas, you got a football in your hand when you're born.
Sokol hands off to Dixon here from Louisiana Tech. Makes one man miss down the sideline. Has a first down for the Bulldogs inside the 40-yard line. Good to have you with us here today for the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. Mike Corey alongside two-time All-American from UCLA and spent 5 years in the NFL, Charles Arbuckle. Casey Smith is on the sidelines. You're the first of our triple header today on ESPN.
Yeah, had a few penalties, but it's been a physical ball game. You can see there, Kenneth Dixon looks like he's cramping a little bit. I mean, a lot of physicality between these two teams. And it hadn't always been pretty, but they've played and just trying to battle for a win.
Blake Martin now, the deep back, and he'll get the call from Louisiana Tech. So Blake Martin with a carry here of 4 yards, and a timeout is taken. And that's the thing in the running back department for Louisiana Tech. Everybody will be back next year. Jared Kraft, a true freshman. Blake Martin's a junior. Marlon Seats, more of a fullback. He's a junior. Kenneth Dixon's a junior. Now the defensive side, they won't have this guy back, but he's certainly closing out his career in style. Houston Bates.
Oh, man, just getting after it. You could see this was almost like a one-on-one pass rush when he was back at Illinois, just taking advantage of everybody they put in front of him, and they moved him around. He was able to make plays from the outside, the inside, coming from the linebacker position right here. Adam Heights, he just runs right over him. Michael Heights, excuse me, but Houston Bates with a huge game.
And he's today's Capital One Player of the Game. Houston Bates, the transfer from Illinois, here in his final season, a fifth-year senior for Louisiana Tech, coming back home and finishing off his career in style. 6 tackles, look at that, 4.5 sacks, you said. Just an outstanding game. We'll see if it's enough for a win here as Louisiana Tech leads it by 10. There have been a lot of fourth-quarter comebacks by Illinois this season, but in danger zone here right now as Martin is taken down at the 30, still shy of the first down. That was 3rd down, so the timeout taken by Illinois, their final timeout with 4:26 to go. And they are still alive. Capital One Bowl Mania continues today. Following us, Rutgers and North Carolina. Rutgers 7-5 of the season, coming off their first year in the Big Ten, and UCF and NC State later tonight. UCF second straight year, the AAC champions, and NC State excited to be in the bowl game after 3-9 a year ago. All coming up right after us here today on ESPN.
Fun to watch football. I mean, this time of year, you have it on. You're home with family and friends. I hope everybody have happy holidays and enjoy your family and downtime, but watch some football.
Absolutely. Great start to the day here today. 3rd down and 2. That was a 2nd down play, so 3rd and 2, but now Illinois is out of timeouts. High formation, Martin. And Martin to the 28-yard line should be enough to get the first down, and it will be. And now they can just run some clock. And the Louisiana Tech fans know that it made the drive here to Dallas, just 190 miles away, about a 3-hour drive. They also have close to 5,000 plus alumni here in the Dallas area, and they're excited.
Yeah, they are. And you can see Coach Holtz telling them, make sure you secure the football. I tell you, one of my first offensive coordinators in college, Homer Smith, the late Homer Smith, used to always say the best play in football is victory nil. When you get to that, if you're Louisiana Tech, they have to be the happiest because it's over.
Martin now. Blake Martin breaks free. Martin for the touchdown.
Make it one better. If you can score a touchdown before you go to victory nil, that's even better. They caught Illinois in a perfect situation where they can run, and I don't think they were anticipating Blake Martin, being in that area. Look, the offensive line, there's 3 offensive linemen, the 2 defenders, they're able to get through. They were combo blocking up from the center guard. The tackle had his man. Blake Martin finds the hole and goes for 6.
Blake Martin, a 28-yard touchdown run. Another tough character for Louisiana Tech, the junior out of Lucas, Texas. Former walk-on. And a 62-yard run last year at UTEP with a separated shoulder. And here today has a touchdown run. Following the game, tune in to ESPN3 for the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One. And unless something crazy happens, the Bulldogs will be hoisting that up here today in Dallas.
And both of these ball clubs have a lot of tradition and history. And you look at Illinois with the Dick Buckuses of the world, now awards named after him. And Louisiana Tech with Terry Bradshaw. A lot of tradition on both of these sidelines. Really, these guys were fighting all game. I mean, it was just one of those. Louisiana Tech started hot, had some big plays. Illinois battled back, but just couldn't quite get it done. And we talked about those missed opportunities.
Here's Bentley just across the 5-yard line. D'Angelo Bentley takes a shot before he gets to the 25-yard line. Back to the studio we go, and Chris Cotter.
And Marquise Williams for North Carolina. You can see Houston Bates there, who's had a monster game. Matchups today and tomorrow. I mean, all throughout the bowl season, there's some good matchups.
Riley O'Toole, valiant effort for him in the Illini today. This pass, one-handed catch made by Malik Turner. What a grab. First down across the 35 to the 37. Xavier Woods had the tackle. 13-yard gain. What can you say about Riley O'Toole in a senior season, the way he's come on for Illinois this year?
He battled and helped him get to a bowl game, and he's got young players like Malik Turner who are returning, along with Mike Dudek. Young guys that are making plays for this Illini offense.
Ferguson on this catch and run to the Louisiana Tech 45-yard line on a first down. The future for Illinois at quarterback is Wes Lunt, the sophomore out of Rochester, Illinois. He fractured his fibula in the loss to Purdue on October 4th, and at the time he was in the top 20 in the nation in 7 categories passing, and has been in and out of the lineup since.
You have a guy like Josh Ferguson coming back, very good out of the backfield catching the football. Got some talented receivers. And Wes Lunt, clearly the passer of the two, even though Riley O'Toole has made plays for him.
Illinois might catch Louisiana Tech with too many men on the field. I don't know if they got it off in time. And apparently they did. No flags, and O'Toole is sacked.
And it's Houston Bates again.
Now there is a flag down. O'Toole, his helmet is off. He gets help up. Well, what a day it's been. And he's fought hard. We got the call. 2:35 left. And now they'll help O'Toole off the field. And they're going to bring Wes Lunt back in.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 men on the field. A 5-yard penalty, second down. The helmet came off of number 4 of the offense. He must leave the game for 1 play.
It doesn't count for him, and you can see Bates still getting to him. But Riley O'Toole with the helmet coming off has to sit out in 1 place, so Wes Lunt will come back in.
Maybe the only way to get O'Toole out of the game at times, today. I mean, he could use a breather. You just got to give him so much credit. Wes Lunt is in now, the sophomore. And here's the pass, incomplete for Turner.
One of the hardest things to do as a quarterback would be to come in cold, not taking any throws, and just getting out there in 2-minute drill. This will be a good opportunity for Wes Lunt to work with some of those young receivers in a 2-minute situation in real-time speed.
Ferguson, and shut down. Not a tackle by Michael Mims. Red-shirted freshman on the stop for Louisiana Tech.
Ferguson jumps, and he jumps right into Mims.
So under 2 minutes to go, 4th and 3. Illinois going for it. Obviously down 35-18. Lunt. With time, pass is incomplete. Oh, it's caught. They did get it. Turner has it. Juggled it for a moment. They called a catch. Turner, and he has the first down. So the drive continues, minute and a half to go.
Malik Turner making some huge catches in this drive.
Once again, over the middle, and yes, another great grab by Turner.
Nice seam route. Turner making a nice catch, and this Wes Lunt showing you his arm strength.
Minute 20 to go. Lunt again, and overthrowing for the end zone. The key play in this game here, Charles, let's go back. They forced a fumble, but then they fumbled it back, and here it is.
Lakeith Ward really making the play, and Lakeith Walls with Jihadi Ward able to pick it up, but Kenneth Dixon forces the fumble, which Cody Sokol then picks up. A huge turn of events, and they score a touchdown after a long Carlos Henderson catch and a Kenneth Dixon touchdown.
Yeah, they end up going with a 70-yard pass play to Henderson, sets up the TD, and that was the killer right there. Lunt eludes pressure, pass knocked down. Good for Hardy. It was Levander Liggins that got a hand on it. Going to be 3rd down and 10. Coming up next, the Quick Lane Bowl, Rutgers and North Carolina. Kickoff 9 minutes away right here on ESPN.
So the key with Illinois, I mean, what they've gone through this year is how they build on this coming back for next year. And you had that bowl prep. You didn't win the bowl game, but did you get everything? And do you have guys on the same page coming back into fall camp next year?
Lunt dumps it to Young and taken down from behind. Gonna lose yardage. Bryson Abraham. And you're an Illinois fan, you look and say, okay, we had 2 wins under first-year head coach Tim Beckman, 4 last year, 6 now here in his 3rd season. Next year is going to be a real big year for them as well.
Spring and fall are going to be really key for this Illini football team.
4th down at 15, 35 seconds and ticking. Wes Lunt to the end zone, incomplete. No flags down, intended for Martez Barr. And Darius Barnes is on coverage, and Louisiana Tech. And they have their own great story. 4-8 a year ago. Under head coach Skip Holtz, just his 2nd season, they completely flip it and more. They will go to 9-5 with a win here today in the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl.
Yeah, Houston Bates with the huge game, and this Louisiana Tech team just battled all the way through.
They had 3 losses this year by 3 points. Northwestern State, Old Dominion, and Marshall in the Conference USA Championship game. The other 2 losses, nothing to hang your head about, at Oklahoma, at Auburn. What a year it's been for Louisiana Tech. Houston Bates, our Capital One player of the game, for good reason. Coming back near his home in his final season at Louisiana Tech, and the Bulldogs win it 35-18 over Illinois. Let's go down to Casey Smith.
Houston, an incredible game today against your former team. How do you describe this feeling?
It's really surreal. You know, the resiliency and the adversity these guys have gone through. It's really unbelievable that I get to wrap up my career against my former team, and we win the way that we did. It's really, I got to give credit to the coaching staff, the players, everybody above me. It's really been fun.
And you're coming away with the program's first bowl win since 2008. What does this mean to your team?
Everything. You know, these guys, they fought the entire year. They have, they're reloading for next year. And, I'm a senior. I'm graduating. I'm giving this team down to the juniors and sophomores, and they know what they have to do for next year.
And when you look back at your time at Louisiana Tech, what does it mean to you?
It's been the world to me. Like I said, it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. Coming here, they're a great school, a great coaching staff, a great program, great community. I really can't thank enough people for getting me here and allowing me to do the things that I've done.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Louisiana Tech wins it. They finish the season at 9-5, winners of 7 of their last 9, and 2-0 all-time over Illinois with a win here today. Louisiana Tech wins the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. Houston Bates and Company, congratulations. Join us on ESPN3 for the Capital One Trophy ceremony. Coming up next, it's Rutgers and North Carolina in the Quick Lane Bowl. So let's send you out to Ford Field in Detroit.